Hello, chat pookies. Welcome back. Welcome in. Please let me know if the audio is all right. There we go. Okay. Sorry, I had to turn on direct monitoring for myself so I could hear a little bit. Okay. Shush phone. Yeah, let me see. I think I'm gonna see how I can set up chat. Hello, everybody. Yes. She's so cute. I love her. So, the caveat is the browser source version of this program is so slow in OBS. So she doesn't always talk when I do. And you know what? That's okay. Maybe I'm just gonna chalk it up to maybe PNG Havy has ADHD, just like real Havy. So it is what it is. 1 second. My phone is not letting me pull up chat, and I like to have a chat window. Where is chat? Hello? Chat? Chat? Where are you? 1 moment. Let's see here. Stream preview. Huh. What? She simply speaks when she wants to. That's so true. Okay, so while I'm figuring out chat, where I can put, like, my chat pop-out window. 1 moment. Tonight, we shall be playing a bit of Our Life. So this game has been recommended to me by a friend of the stream. I don't know, I think she said it's literally like her favorite game. So I don't know if she'll be able to come and chat at all tonight. But okay, unlike last night's stream, this will be the first official Havy VOD. Woo! Woo! Okay. And also, yeah, hopefully in the future I can make some more music, to put in like a rotating type of thing for the starting soon and the break. But yeah, Hold My Heart, which is, my accent, Hold My Heart, is the title of the song that we saw in the starting menu today. Let me see. What did it do? What did it do with my chat? We have to behave better, guys. This will be immortalized. Yes. There will be no, you know what? I can't even say what there will be no of. There will be no shenanigans. We have to, like, get it together because, wait a minute. Oh, it's not on the, oh wait, I can just put it in there. One moment. Let me put something on the screen. I have a goal. There is a goal I want to reach, and my besties have to help me. Chat Pookie has to help me with this. So, where's it at? Let me see. One moment. There we go. Here we go. Right here. Follower goal is 25. That's kind of a lofty goal for oh, that's too big. That's a little bit of a lofty goal for right now, considering, first full stream that will be immortalized. So I'll put this right here. Our follower goal, because so my goal is to reach Twitch affiliate. Because first of all, that's fun, and that allows subscriptions, bits, all that. But I'm pretty sure it also allows for like channel point stuff, maybe, where I can like add some rewards and do fun things. So like the goal. And I don't know, it might say I have to reach this in 30 days. Can we do it? Yes. I think so. Also, I don't think it'll work, but when I scream, she's supposed to shake. Okay, never mind. It doesn't work. Sorry. um. Okay. So actually, let me see really quickly one more time. It did. One second. Let me reopen my Twitch window because I want to be able to see chat in the way I did last night. There we go. Okay, beautiful. Listen, I will remember OG chat. I have to. I will never forget OG chat. Wait a minute. Can I do pop out stream? Oh well. Okay. So yeah. By the way, this is also a program where I can customize her on the fly. I guess. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I guess I can show off her little expressions. So we're gonna have. Let me see. Let me get back to the screen. Okay. So we have a set of, right now we have 5 emotions. So this one is happy or just neutral heavy. Then we have sad heavy. Yeah, so just generally sad heavy. There's confused heavy. Also, okay, I want to set my mic settings a little different to see if that'll help with if that'll help with the like movement of the mouth. Let's see. La 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 la. Okay, there we go. Oh gosh, the screaming threshold is wah. Okay, there we go. It's working in the window. Okay. So now we have confused heavy. And then we have Angry Haven, which is fun. And then one of my personal favorites, Tee Haven. And she gets the little sharp teeth. So, yeah, for now, we're going to Happy Haven whenever OBS catches up with the OBS. There she is. Hello. Okay. So, yeah. I think I want to just go ahead. I'm really excited, so I really want to go ahead and jump into the game. And yeah, I think, let me see. Oh wait, I don't even have the window up. Literally, it was like 20 minutes before stream, and I legitimately forgot to download the game. Luckily, it is a smaller game, so it didn't take long. By the way, okay, so if any of you end up being, oh, hello, if any of you end up being interested in this game, it's actually free to play. So I bought the DLC for this game. But however, if y'all end up liking what you see here, like I'm pretty sure this is like a small indie dev team who did Kickstarter for this game and its sequel coming out. So like honestly, one of the things I wanted to do with these streams, even if I'm not a big streamer, I really wanted to like showcase like smaller works too, or like from smaller indie teams to highlight that. Yesterday on the Lost Media Papa's Pizzeria chat, I talked a lot about how I love to support like local artists, real artists, and small teams. So I was really excited to play this. So, let's see here if I can get the let me at least try windowed game. Okay, game capture. Oh, hello. Oh, I don't think that's how that's supposed to look. Oh. Yes, okay. Do you take game recommendations for future streams from chat? As of right now, yes. Totally. I feel like I'll eventually put a cap on it. Like if more people come in, but right now at this stage when I am just starting out, and of course the chats are going to be fairly small, I don't have a problem because once it's just a few people doing it, it won't derail anything. So yeah, sure, totally feel free. It is. Okay. Thank you for letting me know. That's crazy. I will fix the music. Okay. Fixing. Thank God Ooh. Is that better? That's so... Okay, now it's so quiet. Okay. That's so funny. I kind of forgot. See, once again, this is what these first few streams are for, are also me remembering... Literally turns it all the way down. Is that better? The funny thing is I cannot hear the game the way y'all hear the game, because I have, the just plain game audio in my ears through my computer, but I'm having to control it through OBS. Okay, let me know if that's okay. So, Turnip Boy commits tax evasion? No, I've heard of that one. Okay, so I'll keep the game audio as is, and now let me see if I can get it in the correct window. Earlier it did this too, so let's see. So go into full screen game. Okay. Maybe let's try this. OBS window. Oh, there we go. Now the window is off. Okay, so oh, I see what's going on. 1 second. Let me just move her in. Make her a little smaller. Welcome to streaming, everybody. I can't. Ah! My hand-eye coordination is suffering. That's so strange. This is so strange. The way it fits my window. Oh, there's still a little, it's still a little, oh. There we go. Okay. And maybe, okay, maybe. You know what? Sorry, chat, love you, chat. Well, wait, no, because I want alerts. Okay. I'll put you up here, chat. And I will read. Okay, now the oh my lord. Okay. And then a little bit over. No. Okay. There we go, finally. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our life. This is the tutorial, obviously. Wow, good commentary. Remember yesterday when I was like, wow, I think I'll be so good at commentary. Oh, whoops. Sorry. Chat. Over here. Okay. Let me check the live stream feed. There we go. Here we are, finally. So let me try one more time. Oh, that's weird. When I move the window IRL, it moves the, okay. Oh, it's also because I'm away from the microphone. Is this better? Let me see. Let me. Yeah. Totally. Okay. Finally. Okay, so let me pull up chat on my phone, and then I think we finally got everything properly set up. So yeah, I'll just keep chat open on my phone. So this will be a lot of reading. I made sure to get me a big glass of water, and yeah. So, our life tutorial time. Welcome to our life, beginning and always. Full tutorial. It goes over every gameplay aspect and how it works in detail. From the main menu, there are multiple ways to get into the game. Continue. Okay. New file, so just the video game stuff. You'll see a gallery option from the main menu. Let me see. There we go. The gallery lets you view special CG images that appear at certain points in the story. Many CGs happen automatically by simply going through the game, while some can only be seen by making specific choices or having a specific type of relationship with a certain character. You'll also see a Okay, it isn't possible to get every CG from a single playthrough. You have to replay, reload a save file to make different choices in order to see them all. Oh, replayability, we love it! And a handful of CG images aren't available in the free version of the game. They only appear in the DLC moments that can be purchased. Well, we done purchased all that. DLC CGs are marked as such, so you know if you can fill that spot. Okay, getting into the actual game. Our life is currently divided into 4 time periods. So that is the thing that I found very interesting about this game when it was like pitched to me by a bestie. So it is into 4 periods of life. So step 1, childhood. Step 2, adolescence. Step 3, teenage. Step 4, adulthood. Very interesting. The script is further divided into sets of vignettes that take place during specific periods of time. These are called moments. Moments can be played in any order or skipped entirely. You move onto the next step whenever you want to by selecting that summer is ending. Also, as a reminder, I am on my literal TV to use as a monitor, so as I mess up words anyway, but literally reading, I'm having to move my head a little bit back and forth. Okay, so Unlike the first 3 steps, step 4 adulthood is a little different. It acts as an epilogue and won't feature moments like the first 3 steps. Okay, cool. Steps 1 through 3 include 5 moments each, and even more can be unlocked by purchasing DLCs. We got that. When you begin, you'll be met with the character creation screen. There you'll be able to decide various details about the protagonist for that file. Okay, something that needs to be put on record about me is I love character creation, and that's why I didn't want to spend too much time in like the pre-stream like me talking, because I don't want to I might accidentally take too long doing this. So okay, you determine nearly everything about the main character: name, appearance, personality, pronouns, interests, skills, the relationship with major characters, and so on. You can decide to change the details as time goes on, with a few exceptions. Your last name, skin tone, eye color can't be altered once set. The traits you're giving the MC easier... To make the traits you're giving the MC easier to picture, there will be a cute doll shown on the MC feature deciding screens. Not all things you decide about the MC will appear on the doll. The script referencing what you've decided for the MC in the main. Okay. As the MC grows up, even more options become available to them. I'm so excited for this. See, this is why I was like, okay, this sounds awesome. This sounds fantastic. And Our Life has a first-person perspective, so your character doesn't appear next to other character sprites. You can only see the MC as the decorative doll and in special cut-in CG images. The cut-in CGs only appear if certain choices are made. It's possible to not see any during a playthrough. As mentioned, one of the decisions you'll get to make for your character is selecting a name. You can type in any name you like or pick a preset name. And then there are some voiced ones. So pretty much I can pick a voiced one but change the spelling if I want. So there's a second special screen that determines details about the MC, the interest comfort screen. Unless you get DLCs, the game has one love interest, Cove Holden. He grows up with the MC, and the interest comfort screen is crucial for determining how that plays out. Interest level sets how much you would like him. There are 4 levels: disinterest, fond, crush, and love. Love! Woo! Okay, y'all. I am so excited. Yes, I was so excited because, you know, visual novels are very interesting, but you don't always get to have, like, as much as an influence on yourself. Like you really don't get to create a fleshed out main character at all in a lot of visual novels, like ones where you get to pick the name and like other things, like I don't know, but this is really interesting to me. So the difference between crush and love is not as large as the difference between other interest levels, since both make the MC interested in Cove. But crush means you're interested in him and might consider having him be your boyfriend. You can still be flirty with the other characters around. Love means Cove is absolutely the only person in the world for the MC, and they'd consider not just dating, but spending their whole life with him. You can't be flirty with anyone else either. Oh my god, I'm gonna scream. Comfort determines how you generally think when it comes to Cove. There are 3 levels: nervous, relaxed, and direct. Your level of interest and comfort will set the type of dynamic your character has with a love interest. You get to decide your interest comfort near the beginning of every step. Comfort can switch between the 3 levels as you please. Your interest level can only stay the same or increase. Your current level of interest will become the new lowest option on the screen in the future. For example, if you decide to be fond in step 1, disinterest will not be available on the screen in steps 2 through 4, which will make the fond option the bottom level option for your relationship. For example, if you what you did in the past will influence the present, and feelings can change over time. This is so interesting. So in different interest level in step 1 that moves to the crush level in step 2 will be a little different than if you were always crushing on Okay, cool. So the same goes for other interest level combinations. So that's awesome. The same Through interest levels, you can make a slow burn romance, starting at disinterest and having the feelings grow over the steps until love is reached only at the very end. Or you can totally be into each other from the beginning, or you can always just stay good friends or something else. So that's cool too. If you're like, you know, not into like romance aspects in this game, even though it is a visual novel, like it doesn't, you can take this as just like a, I guess, an interesting story about their like friendship and their relationship. That's awesome. Awesome. Okay, you love to see it. The experience can be further customized by trying out different comfort levels. As for him, Cove will return the same level of interest you have. He wants to get along with you if you give him a chance. If you don't, he'll keep his distance. Interest level has an impact when it comes to physically interacting with Cove. While growing up, things are rather simple. If you get along with each other, and Cove will occasionally interact with the MC in lighthearted or comforting ways. Wait, that's kind of adorable. Wait, in step 3, it can become more romantic or suggestive if you're at crush for love. Okay, moving on. Yes, I'm very excited. And by the way, like I said, there's a sequel, I guess with different characters coming out later this year if we like what we see here. So, you know, maybe that's something people would be interested in. So, to make sure things go nicely with that, there will be an extra choice to determine initiative level. What is this? Dungeons and Dragons? And a bonus mini tutorial. Basically, even if you decide you like Cove, the game won't force you to act on those feelings. Interesting! You can always choose not to get together with him. Choose not to accept or give romantic gestures. If you do decide to date Cove, though, you can't break up with him later. Okay. Okay. But it's the choices that appear throughout the normal game events that decide what actually happens between the MC and Cove. And it isn't only the MC who is impacted by your decision. Cove grows and changes over the years. How he's treated and what he experiences helps shape who he is, who he becomes. After step 1, Cove's personality, appearance, and interest will vary based on what happened in the previous step. The differences in personalities become more noticeable or notable in step 3 than in step 1. 2, 1. I can't read anymore. That's not good. This is a reading game. So pretty much, Cove's appearance is separated into shirt, pants, hairstyle, glasses, bracelet, and necklace. Earrings also become. Wait a minute. Are you saying we can also customize the boy? That's amazing. Usually there are many options. So only one version of Cove in step 1. 2 hairstyles, shirt on. Okay. Oh, I'm too excited. We gotta get out of here. Oh, we gotta get out of here. Oh my god. Cove's personality falls along a warm, moderate, cold spectrum. As a child, he simply says what he thinks when he feels like, and that's it. He can remain that way as he grows, become chattier, or start keeping things to himself. A moderate Cove remains straightforward and candid with how he tends to interact with people. A Cove on the warm side can be more polite and reasonable, might have longer conversations, or add in some lighthearted teasing. He's affable. A Cove on the cold side is more brief, especially with those he isn't close with. Be needier and more serious, he's quiet. It's possible to fall somewhere in between, rather than only being at one extreme or the other. No matter what, Cove is an introvert who is sentimental and tends to get flustered when it comes to romance. His interests follow along a sporty, mixed, studious spectrum. It works similarly to the personality one. When he's young, Cove has a variety of interests. As time goes on, like I said, okay. You can try. It's something of a mystery exactly how your decisions ends up changing him. You can try to guess as you go along, or if you prefer, you can also design your own ideal Cove directly using the Cove Creator option that pops up at the beginning of steps 2 and 3. Okay, I might take a look at that, but I really don't want to lose that or use that because it seems really interesting. Okay. So, okay, this is the last part I really need to pay attention to. When a choice does appear, usually you'll see that it has a certain color, yellow, blue, or green. They're only there to give a bit of insight on the tone. Oh, like tone indicators. since text alone can potentially be read in more than one way. Accessibility, we love it. Blue tends to be casual, straightforward. Yellow is more emotive, reactive, and green is less certain, uncommitted. That's so cool. Okay. Okay. Okay, we did it. New file. Oh, the little animations. Okay. Oh, wait. Oh, whoops. We already did it. Oh, wow. That's crazy. Oh, that's so cool. Interest? Wow, step 2 of it. Wow, that's crazy. Oh, wow. Ah! Okay, here we go, guys. Here we go, besties. So, another important thing to say is that there's a list of voice names. Havy, Haven, Heart, none of those words are in there. So today, everybody, we will be making an OC. I don't have any OCs, like, as people do. Voiced names, none, default. Excuse me. Jamie. No. Where's... Hold up. Oh my gosh. We could give little birthmarks. Oh my gosh. No. Wait. Run it back. Everybody run it back. Oh, Havy, calm down. Little Havy, calm down. Oh my god, girl, quit shaking. Let me turn down my mic audio. Whoops. We gotta get... Let me restart the game. We have to get the voiced name DLC. Is it not downloaded? Excuse me? Not installed. Download the DLC file. Okay, we're sorry. We're crashing out a little bit. Yeah, definitely. Find the... We're downloading the DLC for voice names. After all that, that's so funny. What it just like, I felt like we just went off a cliff. Like, oh, I was so excited. I was so ready. Okay. Let me see, let me. There we go. Let's get it back. Let's get her back. Oop. Okay, DLC info. Not installed! Let's try this one more time. Let me see. Download. Oh, let me go to the Steam app. Whoops. Everybody, it's okay. We're fine. Let's see. Not me getting an ad while I'm trying to download the thing for the game Date Everything. And they're apparently selling body pillows. That's crazy. Okay, DLC in the app. Let's see. Voice name expansion. Okay, let me read the little. Yeah, feel free to play the game. I'm very excited. Okay, locate the folder. Oh no, not the folder. Okay. I am going to do some. Wait, let me try one more time. There we go, everybody. Yay! We're back. Okay. New file. Thank you. Okay. Yes. Anyways, back to what I was saying. I want to pick a voiced name since they don't have my name. What? So they have a bunch from people who originally backed this, like Elinas. Belen. Oh, ho, ho. Area.
Ashley.
That's so cool.
Arabella. Cleo.
Coco? Huh. I had a few ideas. So let's see here. Let me just double check that there's nothing in the H section that fits. Oh, it's right here. Haley Halima?
Halima.
Hana?
Hannah.
Hani?
Hanny.
Oh, Hanny. Haru, Hazel, Heather, Helena, Hime, Hiyori, Holly, Hun.
Han.
Hunter. Let me look a little bit. There's also Raven.
Raven.
Rainbow!
Rainbow.
That's an amazing way to do Rainbow. Yeah, we did it, Joe. That's crazy. Story? Story. Oh my god. Oh my god. Wait. Ollie, you have to play this game. Runa Lucien. That's awesome. Oh,
Soleil.
I like Soleil. Soleil's good. Let me see.
Vi.
Vi.
V.
V? Like, hey, V? Okay, I did see that in the next game, Haven is an option. So, I probably will do something completely non-Haven. Verve? Vaughn Van Lee? Verley?
Vivian.
Vivian?
Vivi.
Phoebe! We might have to go with Vivi. That's cute. Oh, they have your nickname as an option? That's great! Vivi is really cute.
Undyne.
Undyne? That's amazing. Uma.
Twyla.
I think I have to go with Vivi. That's all. Vivi. So I think Vivi will be she. Pointed, oval, peach, square, round, chubby. Chubby! Chubby representation. Let's go. Let's go. Huh. Maybe that. Ooh. Okay. Wait, first I think before I pick eye color, let me do hair. Because I gotta think, who do I want Vivi to be? Ooh, the flowy little bangs. So this is like for childhood Vivi. This is so cute. Aw, the little ponytail is cute. Aw, the little pigtails. Oh, the little braids. Wait, the little braids. The buns. Oh my god. So we can have black hair, brown hair, beige hair, yellow, gold. Yes, Undyne is crazy. Ooh. What color hair? Oh, wait. Vivi. I feel like. I like the ones I had. Wait a minute. Oh, wait, that's kind of cute. What should her hair be? Should, like, oh, wait a minute. Wait, no, wait. Okay, what I am stuck on right now is color palette. palette. Like, is she like a pink girly? With like orange eyes. Is that Vivi? Like, ooh, what should their last name be? What should her last name be? Oh, duh. Oh, my caps lock is on. Whoops. Like, I'm honestly kind of digging the orange eyes. With pink hair. Yeah, maybe this is Vivi for now, because we can always change it. We can always change it. But yeah, okay, I think for now, this is... Or wait. Hollow skin. Peachy. Maybe peachy. Wait, birthmark? Oh. Wait! Wait! Yes! Hand size? What hand size? Slender, medium, chubby? Chubby? That's precious. Oval. Circle, circle 2, circle, circle. Aww. Maybe she can have glasses when she's younger. And then grow out of them. Birthmark. Scars. Maybe like, okay, let's do some random, like, birthmark. Accessory types. Bracelets, necklaces, hats. Dresses, skirts, pants, shirts. Yeah, what's your thing? I think Vivi. This is gonna be Vivi for now. Okay. Okay, here we are, everybody. Ooh. Finally! Like an hour in! Summer in Sunset Bird was a special time of year. Your usually sleepy town began to bustle. It was a popular tourist destination, with people coming from all over to enjoy the beach, the weather, and the relaxation that came with both. Oh my gosh, I almost had a hiccup. The smell of the ocean, crisp and salty, hung in the air, bringing 3 whole months of schoolless vacation with it. During the summer, your moms... Okay, chat. Okay. Didn't like you to wander too far outside of your neighborhood, so you knew the area pretty well. That included the people. Families came and went from Sunset Bird, but they mostly stayed and did what your mom called putting down roots. They built businesses, they got to know each other, and they definitely said hello to the nice young kids who waved when passing their stores. Going for a walk around town mostly meant that the familiar, friendly residents waved or asked how your family was, or most often just said hello. You didn't really get why they always had to say hi. They saw you every day, but you nodded back at them anyway. You ended up saying hi to a lot of different people since most of the tourists that came and went every summer were the same ones. You were too anxious to say hi back to most of the other residents that greeted you, but they all knew you well enough to expect that. I don't know. I think for I think for once I'm gonna be, well, okay. I guess I kind of am an extrovert now in my adult life. I've become an extrovert. So, I feel like that'll be interesting, especially what we heard about Cove. Because he's not. So, that'll be a nice contrast. So, you enjoyed learning all about where they were visiting from and hope to visit those places one day too. But today, there was a man sitting on the curb outside your house. He was sitting with his head in his hands, his whole body slumped over, and you wondered if he was even a real person or a statue that had magically sprung up from the ground overnight. Whoever or whatever he was, you had never seen him before. One thing about knowing everyone in Sunset Bird was that people who you didn't recognize really stood out. It was rare for tourists to venture into the residential district, as your moms called it. So for you, not knowing who a total stranger was set off a lot of red flags. Your mom's had a talk with you and your big sister Lizzie about this kind of situation before. Okay, sorry, I was just making sure PNG Havy wasn't over the whole chat box or anything. Okay. You hadn't exactly been listening at the time. You think it could be okay to talk to new people. They mentioned that some people aren't good to talk to, but other types of people can help you even if you don't know them. You remember that it's okay to run away if you feel uncomfortable. You don't have to worry about being polite then. Ooh. Maybe the middle one again. You weren't sure about this man yet. Still, you felt a bit scared knowing that he was blocking the way to your door. But you were pretty interested. You wanted to know more about what was going on. Whether he was nice or not, you didn't want to be bothered. I don't mean to keep picking the yellow options with this. This is my instinct, but you were pretty interested. You wanted to know more about what was going on. You slowed down, your eyes remaining fixed on the man. There was a split second where your eyes met and you knew he was aware he wasn't alone on the street anymore. Hey! You raised your eyebrows at the shout. Did he want something? Is that why he was here? The man stood up and started to make his way towards you. Not wanting to seem too approachable, you folded your arms and stared, still unsure about him, but willing to be friendly. You offered the stranger a smile. Your whole body was frozen in place as he approached. Still unsure about him, but willing to be friendly, you offered the stranger a smile. The man gives a grin of his own back. Do you live around here? What's your name? You look the man up and down, taking in his tan-skinned and relaxed appearance. At least his clothes were relaxed. The way he was acting wasn't. He had sharks on his shorts and a stingray tattoo, and you wondered if he was obsessed with the ocean or something. While you made your assessment, he looked up at you expectantly, waiting for an answer to his question. You continued to say nothing. Because stranger danger. If you do, he rubbed the back of his neck uncomfortably, giving you a small smile. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a clean $20 bill. It crinkled in his hand as he held it up to you. Even more confused than before, you looked back at him. Oh, hello. 1 second. I'm turning the music down. So I can hear the voice better? Okay. Well, could you do me a favor? my somewhat voice acting skills are gonna have to come into play here. Nothing bad. Sorry, I should have... Let me start over. He cleared his throat and stood up straighter. From where you were standing, it just made him look creepier. I have a son, His name is Cove, who's about your age. This is his father. Okay, anyways. I have a son named Cove. Or, I have a son. His name is Cove, who's about your age. Ah! Okay, Cove. That seemed like a strange name for an actual living person to you. You chewed on the inside of your cheek. This guy was definitely obsessed with water. You thought that was pretty cool. I thought that was pretty cool. You never met anyone with that name. We've moved in across the street, see? He gestured toward the house that had been empty for a year, his watch catching the late afternoon sunlight and reflecting off the walls. The gigantic for sale sign was finally gone. You must be Vivi Hart, right? I met your moms earlier and they told me you were 8, just like him, so... He shook the $20 bill to bring it back to your attention, a hopeful smile tilting his lips at the corners. Can you try to be friends with the boy? Not the bribery. That's how this game starts, bribery. Just give it a chance and you can keep this. He's a good kid. You'll like him.
Do you mind?
Oh. But you gotta keep it a secret too, okay? It would be friendly to say his dad sent you. Did other kids Did other kids really get their parents to pay for friendship? You kind of felt sorry for Cove. You eyed the man. I think we kinda felt sorry for Cove. Like, he has cool name. Why he not have friend if he not have cool name? Or if he has cool name. You felt kinda sorry for Cove. This definitely wasn't the normal way kids made friends. You knew that. What do you say? You want to make a deal? I don't want the money. You didn't want the money. You took a step back from him, clearly refusing the offer. He deflated enough to notice, but not completely.
Are you sure?
It wouldn't be so bad. Even if it's just for the summer, that'd be enough. That only made this sound more strange to you. Why does it lasting for the summer matter? When it was clear his initial strategy wasn't gonna fly, he tucked the bill into a back pocket and changed their quest. I get it. You don't have to. Would you be comfortable with he and I coming by for a normal visit? No money involved? Yeah, I want to meet him. Okay, you can do that? I guess you would have to ask my moms. You didn't answer the man. Wait, what's Vivi's voice? Okie dokie. Have a good rest of your evening, Moonlight. Who knows, I may still be here, depending on how hooked I get into the narrative. So, I think... Wait, what's Vivi's voice now? Yeah. I can't voice a child. Yeah, I want to meet him. Or, it's from... Yeah, I want to meet him. His smile got bigger again. His eyes crinkled at the sides. I'll bring him by tomorrow. I want to meet him. I wanted him to meet and greet with the neighbors today, but... Well, I don't know where he's gotten off to. He laughed when he said that, but with the way his voice looked, you thought he actually wanted to cry. If you see him, can you please tell him to come home? He's got a pink cast and glasses. You definitely can't miss it. Why am I adding words? Sure thing. This definitely wasn't the normal way kids made friends. You knew that, but you were still gonna help. The man smiled and reached out to pat you on the head, paused before doing so, then pulled his hand away instead. Your moms are already checking around for me. Such a thoughtful group you are. Now, I better go look too. Can't put everyone else to work while I keep sitting here. I thought he might come back and... that's not what's important. I have to go. Thanks again, Vivi. So much. He jogged down the street without another word. You decided to check the hills behind your house. Step 1. First sight. Okay, here we go. Finally. Okay. Let me get some water. Oh, wait, just a moment. Okay, there we go. Okay. The chirping of crickets in the tall grass greeted you, quiet and familiar. Almost fell back in my chair. That's great. Oh, hello? Don't open. No, Microsoft Copilot. Get out of here. Okay. From the top of the hill, you could see the ocean. Wait, let me turn up the background a little bit. There we go. From the top of the hill, you could see the ocean. As you walked, you listened to the crash of the waves on the shore and the seagulls squawking as they settled down for the night. Wow! Okay. So, you've always loved the ocean. It was so much fun. You loved to hear stories about the sea, about the merfolk and the merfolk and sea serpents you imagined living far beneath the waves. You didn't enjoy the beach all that much, especially the sand, which got absolutely everywhere. I don't know. Are we okay? You love to hear stories about the sea, about the merfolk and the sea serpents you imagine living far beneath the waves. Sometimes you could almost convince yourself you had seen the flash of a shiny mermaid's tail in the distance. You took in a deep breath. You wanted to try and relax, but you couldn't. You weren't sure what, but something told you that you weren't alone, so you glanced around. Ah! There he is! Aww! There was a boy sitting at the top of the hill, almost completely hidden within the long grass and white flowers surrounding him. His head was buried in his knees, staring ahead of himself. For whatever reason, probably just that he wasn't paying attention, he hadn't noticed you yet. You watched him a minute longer, feeling a little bit like you found a deer in the wild. Though deer didn't have aww, green hair, wavy eyebrows, huge glasses, pink cast, or sad frowns. Sad frowns. But this new boy did. You wondered what could have upset him. After a few more seconds, you took a step forward. Then another. Then he glanced your way. His aquamarine eyes reflected the light of the moon. You stopped, raising a hand to acknowledge him and show you weren't scary. Hi. With a start, he jumped to his feet, his hands balling into fists at his sides. He didn't say anything, just stared at you in a strange way. He'd been crying. There were traces of tears on his cheeks and his knees, soaking the hem of his shorts, and his eyes were still shining with a few more. You'd obviously caught him off guard. Oh, wait, I haven't saved it all. Hello. You obviously caught him off guard. His pink cast seemed to glow in the twilight, though when he caught you staring at it, he hid his arm behind his back. Something the man earlier had said stuck out to you. Cove? Eyes wide, he studied you. How'd you know that? I met your dad. I'm all-knowing. Lucky guess. I'm all-knowing. That's a lie. Tell the truth. Okay, your dad told me who you were. Oh. So, is this your hill? He gestured with his uninjured arm to the patch of grass surrounding you, his face falling at the prospect. I can leave if it is. You shook your head. Oh. He sat down with a thump, resting his chin on his knees again. Curious about the strange new boy with the odd dad, you sat on the patch of grass next to him. The pure white flowers that covered this hill rocked back and forth gently as the stars twinkled above. The way they dotted the sky made them seem like flowers too. The night wind was cool as it traveled over the ocean and up the hill, chasing away the heat from the afternoon sun. Why'd your family move? Why are you here? Why are you here? A quiet hiccup escaped Cove as soon as you asked the question. Almost like they'd never stopped, his tears started up again with a vengeance. My parents. They don't want to live together with me anymore. Aww. The tears fell fast and heavy over his flushed cheeks, sticking in his dark lashes. My mom made my dad leave, and he took me with him, and now we have a house here, and I want to go home. The outburst took you off guard. By the time he was done wailing, Cove's chest was heaving with exhaustion. He sniffed and removed his glasses, wiping at his eyes with the back of his hand before he put them back on again. I hate this place. I want my real life back. Oh, not this sad sniffing. I want my mom. Your dad seems kind of nice. You'll like it here. You just have to get used to it. Stop crying. I'm sorry. Or maybe I'm sorry. He slipped his hands underneath his glasses and pressed his fingers against his eyelid. Cove wound himself up again for another long crying fit. You felt bad for him being forced to come here with no choice. You can imagine what it would feel like to live with only one of your moms, but it must be pretty hard. But from way off in the distance, you heard your parents. Vivi! Cove? Oh, what? Oh, I guess right-click right-click saves. Cove? Kids, where did you go? Cove looked at you, tears still clinging into his cheek. Don't tell them we're here.
I want to go home.
Aw, I don't want to go back to that house. I want to go home. You can handle it. You have to go. Don't worry so much. Sorry, I have to. It'll be okay. What were the... Don't worry so much. No, I don't like a lot of these. Let me see, y'all. What were the... Let me see what the tone indicators were. Because some of these I'm like, ooh. Let me see, I'm looking through the tutorial again on my phone. Okay, we're still looking. Okay, come on. Okay, yellow, blue, or green? Blue tends to be casual. Yellow, more emotive, reactive, and green, less certain, uncommitted. So blue, casual, straightforward, you can handle it. More emotive, you have to go. Don't worry so much is less certain. Sorry, I have to. It will be okay. It'll be okay. You were struck by a sudden need to reassure Cove. It's not gonna be all fun, but isn't he your family too? Yeah, I guess. Then you can count on them when you really, really need them. You shot him a grin and pushed yourself to your feet. Slowly, Cove stood up with you, still looking a little reluctant. His dad's voice rang out again. Cove, can you hear me? He looked towards the sound of his dad's voice, silent, then turned away while rubbing his not bandaged arm.
Sorry.
Sorry, I still don't want to go. You tried to convince him. You waited silently with him. You called out yourself, dang! Oh wait, I wasn't even looking at chat. You tried? No. You waited silently with him. Yeah, I get it. You do? Before you could answer, you heard Cove's dad, even closer than before. There you are, bud. The trio of parents appeared over the curve of the hill. Instantly, all their eyes landed on you and they rushed over. Mothers. Okay. They're so pretty. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Okay. Both of your moms were at your side in a split second, faces filled with worry. Vivi, you're here after all. We had been at the park to check for Cove and then heard what happened earlier when you met the new neighbor. I thought you might have gone off further away. We're okay, don't worry. No, we were just sitting in the grass. Why is everyone acting like this is such a big thing? We're okay, don't worry. Cove didn't want to go home just yet. Oh, wait. We're okay, don't worry. Thank God you're both fine. Were you two having fun out here? You look over at Cove, who was wiggling against his dad's tight hug and pushing at his arms. Ah! Wait. Whoa. Can I? Okay, wait. You shrugged. Yes, I like him. He's good. I think I'm gonna marry him. Wait, which one? Okay. I need to decide, is this gonna be like a story where, like, as soon as Vivi saw him, he's gonna, like, Vivi's like, yeah, I love this boy. I think that's kind of funny. I feel like Vivi is someone that has no chill, but in like a chaotic way. Maybe I'm just projecting onto Vivi. Maybe he's good. I think I'm gonna marry him. You nodded, smiling slightly. Oh, that's wonderful. Finally letting go of his squirming, scowling son, Cove's dad turned to the three of you.
That's a relief.
Thanks very much for finding him. I really don't know this neighborhood. Good thing Vivi knows this whole area so well. Absolutely. We should be getting home now. It's been a long day for us all. Say goodbye, Cove.
Bye.
Bye. That's precious. I love this. Okay, the two of them walked off into the darkness, heading towards the neighborhood. You watched Cove's bright pink cast until it disappeared. Tell you what, we'll have a proper play date tomorrow, okay? Your new friend's dad wanted to bring him by to see you and Lizzie. How does that sound? You nodded, ducking your head down. It sounds like words. Sure, can I show him my stuff? Sure, can I show him my stuff?
Of course.
Of course. Then okay. Both your moms laughed, the sounds overlapping into a warm, familiar chorus. Mommy put your arm around your shoulder and led you toward the path. Aww, that's so cute. Satisfied and more than a little ready to go to bed after your long, exciting day, you followed them home. Sorry, I literally just had my hand over my mouth, so I did not scream. Choose your feelings for Cove. This is how you feel towards Cove in this step, it can change in later steps. Okay. I don't want to do crush just yet. I feel like I want to start out with fond. Like, this is crazy. Like, maybe this is just like cutie, like, okay, wait, I kind of love this guy. I would marry this guy, but it's not like, oh. Like, they're 8 years old, so I think I just want to do fond right now. Because, you know, as you're a kid, and then, like, I don't know. So, comfort, direct, relaxed, or nervous? I feel like she's kind of direct. Bing. Yeah, I think direct and fond. Yes, I do think that's sweet. It's like, they're literally 8 years old. We don't, like, there's nothing wrong with having a crush as a kid, but I think I don't want to, like, I know I literally picked that I'm gonna marry this man thing, but I think this will be what I want. So yeah, Vivi seems like very direct about stuff. Like, she seems like, no, I think direct and fond makes like the whole, like, yeah, I think I could marry this guy. But she's just very, like, direct about it. I think I like that. But, like, 8-year-olds be saying that and having no idea what it means for real, for real. Yeah. I feel like, yeah. Yup. At the breakfast table next morning, you finished your food faster than usual. Aww. Your sister Lizzie had run out earlier to go play, but you stayed put. Today, just like your mom's promised, Cove is coming over to hang out. Ah! I love the art in this game. Excited to see your new friend again, Vivi? Ah! I'm screaming. I like him. Ah! So she is direct. She's like, yes, okay, I like him.
How sweet.
How sweet. I'm so happy he moved in. One moment. I'm going to take a moment to message the friend that is... or that recommended this game to me, to tell her, thank you, this is so cute. I'm screaming, this game is so cute. Okay. How sweet, I'm happy he moved in.
Okay.
With that said, are you done with your breakfast? I don't know, am I? Your bowl was entirely empty, so you nodded. Or, yeah. I'm telling my friend, I'm excited for you to see the VOD if you can't join. Okay. With all the oh, whoops, I turned off chat. With all the exasperation an 8-year-old can muster, you looked at your empty cereal bowl, then at Mom.
Okay.
Okay, attitude kid, we see. Good job. He should be here soon. Yes, I'm at yes, the mom on the left. Like, yes, I love them. Where's the mom DLC? Okay, anyways, good job. He should be here soon. Cleanup began, and then on cue, there was a knock. It was hesitant, like the person wasn't sure they were in the right place. Still odd, though. Hashtag need that. We need to get a more obvious doorbell. I know. Vivi, could you get it? Wait, which one is Mom and which one is Mommy. Wiggling out of your chair without really pushing it back, you made your way to the door. Hey, Heart family! Thanks for having us. Mr. Holden, as your moms have called him. Oh, Mr. Holden, as your moms have called him, and his son were here. Cove looked different in the bright lighting of your living room, and when he wasn't crying. With his dad standing in front of him and mom and mommy behind you, you and Cove looked at each other. I think mommy is the redhead. I could be wrong, though. I think you might be right. Pleased to see your new friend again, you smiled at Cove. He smiled back with some hesitation. Ooh! Ooh! Crystal bead bracelet, threaded bracelet, flower bead bracelet, shell bracelet. Flower bead, crystal bead, threaded. I feel like maybe flower bead? Mom, we're going to play in my room. Your guest blinked, but didn't protest. Okay.
Take care.
Let us know if you need anything, you two. Have fun, kids.
See you.
See you later, son. Play nice. You led him to your room, puffing out your chest a little bit at the sight of your treasures. There were lots of stuffed animals, a cool bed, and a window to look out. It was a great room. You hadn't had anyone to show it to in a while, but you were really proud of it. He leaned in a little closer to one of your drawings on the wall. I like this. I drew that. Thank you. I don't. Thank you. You're welcome. You smiled at him. You were proud of that particular piece of art, and you were glad he noticed it. He turned to look around the room a little more, studying the books on your desk and the pictures on the walls. You started to feel a bit nervous. You felt the atmosphere was kind of awkward. You were glad for the company. You hoped he liked your room. You were glad for the company. It was nice to have someone new to play with. Then his eyes landed on the tiny box of beach things you've collected and tucked away behind your door. He took a step towards it before hesitating and pointing at it instead. What's that? A hoard of stuff I found on the beach. Oh, do you have any driftwood in there? Dragging the box into the middle of the room, you and Cove flopped down next to it. I do, look. You gestured to a piece at the bottom, still covered with specks of sand. Neat. This is a cool collection. You got the sense from the tone of his voice that he wasn't just saying it to be nice or to be like Shiloh. Okay, new character just dropped. He actually meant it. I forgot about Shiloh. Shiloh? He's friends with my older sister, and he's supposed to hang out here this afternoon. Do I have to see him? You don't have to do anything, but he's gonna be here. Anyway, I found this gigantic shell here stuck to an even bigger rock. You pulled out seashell after seashell, explaining where you'd gotten each one and holding them up against the light. There were big ones, small ones, pink and purple and orange. Most of them you washed off in the bathroom sink when you brought them home, cleaning off the sand. Over the past few years, you'd even learned some of their scientific names. The collection was so huge and varied that you had lots of funny stories to tell for all of them. Your voice faltered a little bit, but you kept going as best as you could. Ooh. Funny stories. Apparently fascinated, either by the stories or by the shells themselves, Cove listened with what looked like the full force of his attention. Like when you almost got pinched by a hermit crab while searching for shells, and after watching him scuttle back into the ocean, you found another empty shell that was almost a twin to his home. It was a new experience to be the center of such dedicated focus. But Cove hadn't been mean to you, so you didn't mind. You smiled at him every now and then while showing him your collection. Kids, come down to the living room. You could tell the idea was making him unhappy, but Mommy wasn't giving you much of a chance to hang around. Sorry, Mommy, your poopsies are toast. Sorry, not the Kingdom Hearts 2 vocal stimming Oh, no. Okay. I need some water. Cove hadn't been like this meeting you. You'd guessed it was because he thinks you found each other by accident, not that a parent made it happen. Mr. Holden must be right that telling Cove his dad was a part of that would be a bad idea. Before you knew it, Before you knowed it, before you knew it, you'd both been escorted downstairs and deposited in the living room, ready for Shiloh's visit. The two of you sat side by side on the floor of your home's entryway. I brought the box of shells. I want to keep looking at them. You should have asked. Okay, be careful. Great. Bust it open. We can keep looking while we wait for Shiloh. Cove reached in and pulled out a big orange shell. Oh. Like he hadn't spoken aloud yet, he turned to you and held it up, his eyes shining. I think this one is the best of them. I like a different one best. I can show it to you. You can take it. That's my favorite too. You can take it! Cove looked at you in surprise, his eyes going wide. Really? Sure, you like it a lot, right? Uh-huh, but I don't want to take it from you. It's okay. You got the impression he was hesitant to accept something because he didn't know you very well. You insisted. No, it's okay for you. You pushed the shell against Cove's chest, willing him to receive the present, but Cove firmly shook his head and kept his arms tightly at his side. What did it? I love how it blocked your message for just saying LMFAO. That's crazy. Okay. Man, this will be, besides my, like, literal screeching, I feel like this would be a good VOD to sleep to. This game is so cozy. I love it. So, you pushed the shell against it. Okay, but Cove firmly shook his head and kept his arms tightly at his sides. It was a battle you couldn't win, at least not today. Cove was your neighbor now. Maybe you could give it to him another time. The two of you were still on the floor looking through your collection of beach findings when the doorbell finally rang. Cove jumped, startled by the sound. I can't believe, sorry. I guess the auto mod got you, because I have auto mod on a little bit for now. Cove jumped, startled by the sound. Since the person hadn't knocked, you'd figured it was probably Shiloh. He knew where to look for that. Lizzie's friend? You nodded, but that didn't seem to make Cove feel better. It was already obvious Cove didn't hide his feelings well. You could tell what he was thinking right away. This isn't a good idea. It's just Shiloh, and where would you even go? He's at our only door, and if you go upstairs, he'll find you. Cove glanced around the room, his eyes wide, finally paused with his gaze locked on the back of the house. I can go up the window. He was already walking toward it. Scrambling to think of what to say, you stepped forward, then paused. Wait! Choice. Yeah, like if you fall asleep, that's okay. Like literally, I will save the VOD for here, for YouTube, wherever. Do you want to break your other arm? Shiloh is the least scary person alive. Cheer up, Shiloh's gonna like you. Please don't get hurt. I'll come with you. Good idea, let's go. Oh my god, so pretty much should we stay here or should we escape? Do you want to break your other arm? That's funny. Cheer up, Shiloh's gonna like you. He likes everyone, I mean it. But I don't want to see him, I don't know him. You comforted him. I get it, this isn't the best way ever to meet Shiloh. Sorry. Thanks. Shiloh poked his head into the living room. It was impossible to know for sure if he'd heard what you'd been saying or not, but you guessed that he had.
Hi.
Hi, baby.
And,
hi, Cove. Cove shot you an uneasy glance.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Shiloh. Nice to meet you. I don't know what this voice is, but apparently this is Shiloh.
Yeah. You have a lot of freckles.
Oh, right. I do. What are you guys doing?
We're looking at shells.
Can I do it too? Can I do it too?
Okay, why do I I feel like I kind of sound like it. That's so funny.
Can I do it too?
Cove shrugged, then looked back at your box of beach findings. What about that one? The plan for the afternoon, at least as far as you were concerned, was to sit and look at the beach things some more. You weren't really in the mood to do much of anything else, especially if Cove was having fun. Aw.
This is a scallop shell I found last week. I kept it because it looks neat.
It's a pretty color, kind of like my cast. The beautiful glittering pink did look a little bit like the wrap around his arm.
Pink is a nice color.
Okay. Sorry.
Is it your favorite?
Not really.
What is?
Maybe green or blue.
It might be yellow. Oh, those are all cool.
I guess.
I guess. I like those colors too.
Awesome.
Both of them smiled. Like usual, it didn't take long for Shiloh to get fidgety. Lizzie was his favorite. Without her around, Shiloh didn't seem to know what to do with himself. And Cove wasn't like your sister. He wasn't that much like you either.
Is Lizzie coming back?
Don't know.
Aw. Where'd she go?
I think she's at the beach, probably. Is she playing at her park? Cove's eyes lit up the mention of the park, and he looked towards you. There's a park? Yep, but it's old. Can you show me? I want to go. He started getting up before you had even answered, and Shiloh jumped up beside him in excitement. Really? You do too, right, Vivi? The park is fun. I love it.
Yeah.
It's right at the beach, so there's lots of fun stuff to do and lots of sand. It has a jungle gym and a bunch of swings. That sounds like it would be cool. I know, literally, like, wait, is he supposed to be older than us? I thought Lizzie was the older sister. Maybe Lizzie is just Shiloh's favorite, like they were saying. That sounds like it could be cool. Oh my gosh, I just noticed the sheep in the background. The, like, gray sheep. That's so cute.
So, are we gonna find Lizzie?
I don't know. I never really wanted to see her. I just want to check the park out. Adrift, without any direction, Shiloh finally turned to you. Okay. He perked up. Both boys wanted to go. It was only fair. After getting permission from your moms, the three of you were ready to head out. It was a short walk to the park. Lizzie had convinced your moms that it was so short, she should always be allowed to walk there by herself. So short. When you found her, she was hanging on the jungle gym, swinging back and forth. Hey, Lizzie! Her face lit up when she saw you, her big brown eyes going wide. Phoebe! Shiloh!
Hi!
She dropped to the ground and landed with a soft thud in the sand. In a split second, Shiloh had abandoned you two and scrambled over to stand by her. You were used to being left out when it was just the three of you, but now Cove was here. You wondered if he would leave too. Oh my god, she's adorable. And are those sunflower seeds on the bottom of her dress too? I love her. I love her. She's so cute. Okay, who's that?
It's Cove. He's new.
Hi.
I remember. Hi, Cove. Welcome to my park. Nobody ever comes to play here, so this is where we get together.
She gestured widely with her arms as if to present the area to the newcomer. While Lizzie continued talking, you took the chance to kick off your shoes and wriggle your toes through the warm sand.
Nice, huh? In this neighborhood, I'm the one who comes up with the ideas.
Okay, girl. Okay, girl. Oh, well, just 1 second. I'm getting a call, IRL. Hello. Who up for wriggling their toes through the sand? Apparently they are. You are?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I am. Who else could handle the job?
Lizzie's the oldest.
I cannot differentiate voices for these children right now.
By a lot. My mom said you're Vivi's age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thought so.
I'm still the only one in this group with double digits. What about the other kids?
Other kids?
There aren't any. We're the only kids here, and Shiloh's just visiting from another place. Not even tourists really bring their kids here. This is the land of the ancients.
Be careful that the oldies don't try to steal your youth.
Oh. For a second it looked like he might cry again. Aw. But something in his eyes shifted and he looked back at Lizzie. What kind of old people? Like moms and dads or grandparents?
Grandparents who don't have kids. They hate kids.
Why? We haven't done anything. Stop saying stuff like that. You're gonna upset him. Only some of them don't like kids. You interjected quickly, hoping Lizzie wouldn't take things too far. Cove sniffled, his forehead creasing with worries. Lizzie was staring Cove down, but Cove wasn't even looking at her anymore. He didn't seem to care that she was there. He went into his own head. Shiloh was the next one to speak, completely unaware of the situation.
I met Lizzie and Vivi in school. You'll see tons of kids there once summer is over.
I don't want to go to a new school. I don't want summer to end. Shiloh looked down to the dirt. He hasn't had much luck striking up conversations with Cove.
I like summer vacation a lot too.
All the building tension in the air suddenly vanished when Lizzie laughed. Sorry. At Shiloh's discomfort at how weird she thought Cove was. At Shiloh's discomfort at how weird she thought Cove was. At something else entirely you didn't really know. But she laughed, face scrunching up. Okay, welcome to Sunset Bird Cove. Take a seat, put up your feet, and get used to it. You offered him a small smile, and that at least looked to reassure him some. For the rest of the summer, Cove was always there. You saw him more often than Shiloh, and on some days when she was in a bad mood, you saw him more often than Shiloh, and on some days when she was in a bad mood or busy, you even saw him more than Lizzie. He became a staple of your everyday life, the way the sun and lunch and the beach were. During your first summer together, you really liked Cove. He was a fun person to play with, and he seemed to like playing with you too. Of course, that was only the start of things. I literally had to stop myself from screaming. Oh, this is so cute. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Chat. What should we do first? Chat. I think we should, I kind of want to do one of the base game ones first. Like, or maybe just like shopping. Maybe I'll just go with shopping first, because we have to do all of these before the next stage. This is so fun. I am so excited. I'm literally wiggling in my seat. Wriggling in my seat. Okay, so, shopping. Come back before it gets dark, alright, sport? Ow. I just hit my tooth on my cup. A familiar voice drifted across the street and drew your attention away from the snail you had been watching inch slowly towards the pavement. Across the pavement, wow. Cove waited in front of his dad, pushing his green hair back off his face from where the breeze was blowing it over his glasses. He looked to be paying only a mild amount of attention as he was being handed a few slips of green paper. It reminded you of when you first met Mr. Holden, although he's probably not paying Cove to be friends with himself. Cove's dad seemed to feel your gaze somehow, or maybe you made a noise because a second later his eyes were on you. He waved you over with a smile. He looked happy to see you, but you still felt a little weird for getting caught. You've got to learn how to be more sneaky. You brushed your hands together to free them of sand, and then jogged over to join the two, smiling at Cove first, then his dad. Oh, Phoebe, hi! Cute! Wait, can we get a replay of that? Can we get a replay of that? Aww.
How's it going?
Oh, will it play the thing again? No. But he said, Phoebe! Good to see you again. What excitement are you up today, Phoebe? Stuff! I found a really cool snail across the road. He was slimy with funny eyes and a nice shell. Mr. Holden grinned at your enthusiasm. After you finished answering the question, Mr. Holden's attention returned to Cove, who was preoccupied with folding the bills he had into a tiny rectangle. Sounds fun, you know. Cove was about to hit the stores by the beach. Why don't you go with him? You gave a ready nod, turning to squint in the direction of the stores like you could see the goods they had to offer all the way from where you stood. Oh, is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind. Great! I'm sure you guys will have loads of fun. Mr. Holden reached into his pocket and pulled out a leather wallet filled with money. You found it odd since your moms only seemed to have cards in theirs. Here. He leaned in to pass a crisp tin to Cove, giving him a wink and a whisper. Get something for your friend, too. Sure.
Good kid.
That's my boy. Cove's dad ruffled his hair as he was straightening back up, the bill in his hand still held out towards the green-haired boy. Take care! Cove accepted the bill after a second and slipped it into his pocket. Then, with one last nod to his dad, he turned around and started walking. You followed after him, intrigued at the possibilities this outing might bring. Cove strayed towards the gentle tide creeping up the sand, and you fell into place beside him. It was a nice day. The sun was shining and there weren't many clouds in the sky, though the wind coming off the ocean kept it from being too hot. You took in a deep breath, enjoying the scent of salt and ocean air. When you looked at Cove, he was dragging his feet through the sand a little, and you slowed down to wait for him. His eyes searched the ground intently. Are you looking for snails? Are you looking for shells? What is it? You didn't feel the need to ask why. What is it? Nothing. He kept staring down at the ground, though. You bit your lip a little, wanting to say something else but not knowing what. The comforting sound of the waves filled the silence with pleasant white noise, and you played a little game with yourself as you walked along, getting as close to the water as possible without getting wet. It resulted in you having to run up the sand quickly when a wave rushed in more than a few times. And although Cove threw a few glances your way, he didn't say a word. What did you want to go to the shops for? I need a new sand pail. Oh, yeah, what happened to your... What happened to your old one? Cove narrowed his eyes, seeming to think deeply for a second.
Whoa.
It disappeared.
What? Really?
Cove ducked his head down, lacing his fingers behind his back. It didn't seem he was going to continue, so you nudged his arm. How did that happen? Well, Cove opened his mouth and shut it again, considering. I took it to the beach one day. Uh-huh. When I got home, it wasn't anywhere. You left it there? Nope, it wasn't at the beach when I went back.
Then you lost it.
It disappeared.
So what about you? What do you do out here?
I don't come to the beach a lot. I like swimming. I like looking at fish. I like to build sand castles. Nothing. I like looking at fish, I think. Wait. Maybe I like to build sandcastles. Last summer, Lizzie and I built one that was as tall as me, and sometimes they have sandcastle building competitions down by the boardwalk. Cool, I bet you could win. You smiled at Cove. Maybe the two of you would build one together one day. Once you reached the shopping area, the noise level grew exponentially. No longer just waves and footsteps, but the chatter of people enjoying the lovely summer day. The call of birds trying to find bits of food left behind, and lots of salespeople trying to get attention. You sniffed the air as you walked beside Cove. You could still smell the ocean, but there were other scents now too. Pizza, pretzels, hot donuts. It was nice. The energy surrounding the area seemed to fill you, and there was a bounce in your step as you began looking at all the familiar sights. There were so many things to do, you didn't know where to begin. You looked at Cove, hoping he was just as excited as you were. Cove was glancing from one side of the street to the other with a look in his aquamarine eyes that you couldn't quite work out. What's that? Cove pointed to a large crowd of people gathered near a few tables with large, colorful umbrellas blooming from their middles. You couldn't see past the adults who were blocking the way, but you knew there must be something worth seeing. Without another word, the two of you hurried over to see what all the commotion was about. Feast your eyes on the amazing Alexander! In the center of the crowd was a man with a tall hat and a funny green coat that had 3 long tails. There was a little table next to him with a cloth hanging over it that read, "The Amazing Alexander," in glittery golden script. Why tell people his name if it's already on a sign? Cove hummed with understanding, then turned to walk away just as the Amazing Alexander began shuffling a deck of cards.
I want to see the show.
Cove glanced back at the man. He then briefly lifted his arms up off of his sides before returning them to place.
Okay.
That's literally something one of my IRL besties would do. Good old scat in the chat would be doing that. Okay. Okay. Cove. Okay. He may not be impressed, but at least he didn't ditch you. You grinned, waving for him to follow you as you raced back to stand in the crowd. With that, it began. The magic man pulled out pulled one card out of the deck, showing it to the curious onlookers. It was 4 of diamonds. Watch closely. You did, squeezing through a few of the adult onlookers to get a better view. Suddenly, the man snapped his fingers and the card just disappeared. Whoa! The amazing Alexander, who had earned his title, turned his head and looked directly at you. He reached out with a kind smile. What's this behind your ear? Tell me! This had to be going somewhere and you needed to find out. He smelled like popcorn and candy when he stepped closer. It was great. You felt a tug. Then he pulled the 4 of diamonds out from behind your ear. Well, you knew it couldn't really have come from your ear, but you still didn't get how he'd done it. There was light applause from the crowd, and the man gave a deep bow. This is for you. The magician plucked a pair of balloons from a clump of them tied down to his table. Both were in the shape of a dolphin instead of being a normal circle. And one of you are a friend, too. Thanks for being my assistant. Wow. Now you were really grateful he chose you. Oh, hello, Scat in the Whoa, I really summoned you. I literally summoned you. That's so funny. Because literally Cove earlier did this thing where he was just like... He just lifted his arms up a little bit and put them back down. I was just like, oh, okay. I'd have to send you a video. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it censored the word you just put. That's so funny. But no, you missed the mothers. You missed the mothers. We'll have to go see them again somehow. Okay. After that, he went to someone else in the crowd. Pick a card, any card. My uncle does that every time he visits. Not the balloons, the stuff with the cards. Cove spoke plainly while reaching over to take the dolphin that had been designated for him. Cove was just ruining the fun. Maybe it wasn't so special. At least you had a fun time. You wondered if Cove's whole family was magic. That's cute. If so, he was lucky. No. No. When you can't make a decision. Like, and you just kind of like, lift your arms up and then put them back down at your sides like, oh, okay. Like, awkwardly. So sorry. Not that context. Okay. The crowd started to clear some, and you noticed to the side there was a whole rack of brightly colored kaleidoscopes on display. You picked up a kaleidoscope. You picked up a Rubik's Cube. You picked up a Magic 8 Ball. Wait, Magic 8 Ball is so fun. Oh, Cove, check this out. You shifted your balloon string to one other hand so you could hold it up in front of you. Then you thought of a question in your mind, shaking the ball and hearing some kind of liquid slosh around inside it. Once you had given it a good shake, you held it upright, waiting for the answer to appear. Concentrate and ask again. You wrinkled your nose and set the Magic 8 Ball back on the rack. It wasn't the answer you were hoping for. You followed Cove around to the other side of the stall. He went under the awning and, careful of his own floating dolphin, you just joined him. Did you have places like this in your old town? Are you having fun? I don't really like it here. You said nothing. Did you have places like this in your old town? Oh, hello. Cove blinked at you for a moment. And you wondered if you shouldn't have asked. You knew how much he missed that place. Not really. You nodded in understanding, looking over at the stalls nearby. Sorry. I love them. I like the crab. I like the dolphin. I like the shark. I like all of them. Oh my god. Kind of, yeah. Yeah, like a flap, yes. While Cove looked at the sand pails, you were drawn to a table with colorful keychains all laid out on it. They were sewn in the shape of sea creatures, and there was a plaque that read, "Handmade," standing proudly in front. There were lots of different types. You saw a dolphin, a shark, a crab, a turtle. Do I get to pick? Ah! Okay, wait. Do I want the dolphin or the crab? thank the crab. Your hand stomped on the crab, claws raised and a tiny smile on its face. It had big eyes and little legs, and the fabric was smooth when you picked it up. Whoops, 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 my mouse. Hello. Okay, there we go. You had seen a few crabs at the beach before, though they usually scuttled away before you got the chance to look at them closely. You liked the idea of having a crab all of your own, even if it was just a soft animal. You were instantly enamored. Checking the price, though, your heart fell. $6! You didn't know much about money, but you thought that was a lot to spend on one thing. You're telling me, brother. You rarely had more than a $5 bill to your name. Is that what you want? Huh? Oh. It's $6. I didn't bring any money.
Alright.
It's fine. Ah! Really? Really? Oh! Okay, I can't do this. Oh my god. I was always gonna get you something. I already got the money for it. You beamed, excited at the idea of displaying the keychain somewhere in your room. It was nice of Cove's dad to let Cove buy something for you too. You had to remember to thank them the next time you saw him. After Cove paid, the two of you stepped out of the store side by side, your balloon dolphins knocking together and spiraling around in the air. You watched Cove hold up his new pail to his face, examining it thoroughly. Hey, Cove. Hey, Cove. Yeah? Why is your dad always giving people money? Thanks for the the keychain. Forget it. Thanks for the keychain. Don't worry about it. Cove looked further down the street where different food carts were lined up. He rested his non-cast arm over his stomach, and just as he did, yours let out a slight growl. You hadn't eaten since breakfast, and after all this wandering around, you were definitely ready for some lunch. Let's get some food. Yeah. You two wandered around a short while, looking at all the delicacies that were available. Everything looked delicious, and as the different smells, both sweet and salty, wafted over to you, your stomach growled even louder. After passing up hot dogs, snow cones, ice cream, and pizza, you both agreed on pretzels. Cove got something sweet and cinnamony, and you got Jaded! Oh my god. I know. Okay, listen. Cove's dad can be my... You know what? I'm not going to finish that sentence. I'm not going to finish that sentence. His dad is a handsome man, though. He could give me some money. Oh, with cheese? You want one with cheese? Okay. Scat in the chat says cheese. So... You licked your lips hungrily as the vendor handed your pretzel over. Ready to take a big bite, it was covered in gooey melted cheese, just the way you liked it. It seemed odd to get a dessert pretzel before eating normal food. You found an empty table close enough to the beach that the grit of the sand made terrible noises when you dragged the chairs to sit down. These balloons are going to make it hard to eat. Cove placed his bucket on the table as he stared out at his still balled up hand that was wrapped around the string. You opened your mouth to agree before an idea hit you. I know! Carefully placing your pretzel somewhere it wouldn't get sandy, you tugged the balloon dolphin out of Cove's hand and tied it to a delicate bow around his wrist. Oh! Cove bounced his arm up and down in place, testing the stability of your knot. After watching his balloon jostle around, but remained attached, he smiled satisfied. There, now do mine. He repeated the ritual. Cove struggled somewhat with the cast, restricting his fingers on one hand, and a string already tangled around the other. Got it. The two of you spent a moment admiring your handiwork, both hands now free to allow easy munching on your pretzels. You bit into the doughy treat, savoring the taste on your tongue with a smile as you looked out over the ocean. After a time, you finished your pretzel. You were done before Cove. It was boring not having anything to do. You pulled on the string of your balloon to bring it down to your level. Then you held the dolphin in your hands, manipulating it to look like it was jumping through the air. Sorry, I'm getting further away from the mic. Oh, I have to stretch. If you turned to face towards the beach, it almost looked like it was swimming in the waves like a real dolphin. A laugh came from your side. Oh, Wait. Log, I literally completely missed that. When you glanced back at Cove, he had left the remaining part of his pretzel on the wrapper, and he was gripping his dolphin too. Okay. Mine's name is Cherry. She's actually an alien. Okay. When no one is looking, she transforms back into her true alien self. She has purple skin and 10 eyes. You sighed, wishing you could meet a real-life alien. What's yours? Cove considered this question. Oh my gosh, sorry, I gotta stand up a second and fix my chair. Oh. Resting his free arm across it in contemplation. With a loud pop, the dolphin exploded into ribbons. Oh no! Oh wait, no, don't cry, brother. Oh. Let's see. Let me move my microphone this way. No! For a second, all he did was gape in shock. Like you. Then his cheeks puffed up. Squinting his eyes, you saw the tears start to glisten.
Phoebe.
Phoebe! Sorry. Phoebe. You made a joke. You offered to find Alexander. You offered to give Cove your balloon. You offered to give Cove your balloon. You can have mine. That was better than letting him cry more. Cove sniffled, glancing up at the balloon and back at you. No, it's yours. I don't want to take it from you. It's okay, really. Cove shook his head. Even though it wasn't your fault, you still felt bad. Still, the offer seemed to lift Cove's spirits, and that was good. The passing of Cove's balloon was the last major event of your adventure, not the passing. In the end, the two of you headed back late that afternoon. You separated on the beach, and while Cove went straight home with his brand new Saint Pail in hand, you decided to sit for a while. You watched the waves, the sunset, fiddling with your new keychain. Another summer day was drawing to a close. It had been a good one, except for the sad final note. That's interesting. Okay. Maybe... I assume you can do them in any order. Barbecue. You've been brought along to the big park today, which did an excellent job of living up to its title. The park near your house, with its lonely playground equipment, wasn't even a quarter of the size of the expanse of grass and trees that lay before you now. The park near your house with its lonely playground equipment wasn't even a quarter of the size of the oh, I literally read this. Oh my gosh. As it was in the next town over and too far for you to walk by yourself, you didn't get to visit it much, and so you soaked up the environment. Another difference between this park and the one in your neighborhood was that this one had visitors other than you, Lizzie, Shiloh, and Cove. Today was the busiest you'd ever seen it, thanks to a community get-together luring in people from all over the local area with the promise of barbecue and fireworks. Also need to eventually save. Your family and Cove's were just two of many. What seemed like dozens of cars were parked up already when you had arrived. You saw Cove hesitate as he took in the growing gaggle of strangers. Strangers by your mommy. Lizzie bounced on the balls of her feet, barely containing her excitement. Oh. The crowd made you nervous. You couldn't wait for the fireworks. You looked forward to meeting more kids. You'd rather have stayed home. Your tummy was already rumbling for the food to come. Even if it was bigger, this park wasn't as special as the one back home. You look forward to meeting more kids. It was going to be so fun. Oh my gosh. If only Leon was here. I got my driver Leon last week. That has been stuck in my head all day. It was going to be so fun. Mommy had told you that the people running the community event weren't charging for it, but she wanted them to get something in return. Which is why you'd not been allowed to touch the beautifully iced cupcakes she had carried on her lap during the drive over. It was a special treat for them. Every time the car made a turn, she clutched the box tight enough for her knuckles to strain, much to everyone else's amusement. Mr. Holden's contribution to the party, a huge package of juice boxes, was tucked under his arm after being retrieved from the car's trunk. You bet there had been no such dramatics around that cargo getting here in one piece, but the boxes did lack the beautiful shimmer of Mom's treasured cupcakes.
Okie dokie.
Oh, are you here? Are you still here, cat? Now is the time. Mother. Okie dokie. Okay, okie dokie, everyone all set? Should be. Cove, did you put on sunscreen before we left? Yeah, I always do. You don't have to tell me. Mr. Holden deflated. His attempt at caring for his son rebuffed, but triumphed with a smile.
Good kid.
Good kid. I don't want you getting sunburned or dehydrated either. It'll be a busy day.
Well,
don't think there's gonna be any risk of that second part. Mom nodded at the tables ahead, laden with all kinds of food and drink. She was right, there was plenty to go around. The parents headed over, with you, Lizzie, and Cove trailing after them. A bunch of grown-ups were clustered around there chatting, but you were more intrigued by what was on the tables. Some of it was familiar, chilled meat, sliced vegetables, big bags of chips, but there was a lot that you didn't recognize. Your moms had said that you weren't to touch the food until they said it was time to eat. You didn't see the harm in taking just a little. You wanted to listen to their rules. You didn't want to risk getting caught. I guess maybe a rule follower. You felt that was important. You saw that Mommy and Mr. Holden had deposited the food and drink they'd bought. Mommy gave the cupcakes one final worried look before turning to you with a smile. Oh. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. This game is so cute. Welcome back, Moonlight. I literally have been screaming. Well, actually, this has been a lot more chill than the last stream, so this has been a really interesting one to have as my first, like, catalog stream, because I'm a lot more, like, chill, sleepy mode right now, because this game is, like, very chill. Like, I feel like I could literally just play this on my laptop in bed and then, like, fall asleep. It's literally making me young. Okay, since that's the topic at hand, how about we freshen up with something to drink? Oh yeah, and this is Vivi's older sister Lizzie. That's great. Along with the ones out, there was a giant ice cooler on the ground, stuffed full with cans of soda, boxes of juice and milk, as well as bottles of water. Your drink was... So, we're still on the first stage here, because I've realized the stages get pretty long, because you have that kind of opening intro that we had to do. And then now there's like at least 8 or 10 different little scenes we have to do, which are probably around like 15-20 minutes each. So we're in for the long haul with this one. This will definitely probably be a multiple. No, it will be a multiple stream game. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, soda, water, juice, milk. Juice. You slurped the sweet juice through the straw until all too soon you were sucking up only air. Your little group took a break while everyone quenched their thirst. Mr. Holden smacked his lips, pantomiming enjoyment. That hit the spot. But you kids should go have fun. You can take your stuff with you and join the other kids playing games. Just don't go too far from the tables. We'll be keeping an eye out, so don't even think about sneaking off. We're not going to the other parts of the park today. Lizzie huffed at their comments. They did sound directed at her, but she scanned the surroundings, nodding her head towards a group of kids, like a general directing their battalion. She pointed the way.
Come on!
Come on, let's go over there! Cove's mouth was downturned as he looked from the parents and the other adults to the new kids, clearly not favoring either option. But ultimately, he hunched his shoulders and tagged along after Lizzie. Wait! You can choose to stay here with the parents? Well, no. Earlier, Vivi, I literally had her say she was excited to meet the other kids, so we're gonna go with the other kids. You followed after Lizzie and Cove, who were waiting for you on the outskirts of the group of parents. Hurry up! You picked up the pace, moving into a jog, but when Lizzie pelted away at full speed, you and Cove had no choice but to break out into a run. The other kids were far out in the field. Still at your speed, it wasn't long until you reached them. As you approached, they turned around to greet the newcomers.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Lizzie. That's my little sister Vivi. The one with the cast is Cove. Hi. Cove simply lifted a hand in greeting. There was a chorus of hellos and names from the other kids. One of the kids looked to be about Lizzie's age or older. A couple seemed to be the same age as you and Cove, and there was one tiny little thing with his arms folded over his chest. What are you up to? The first kid, a boy with curly black hair and neon green sneakers, who'd introduced himself as Hayden, shrugged as he looked to the others. Not much. The second kid to pipe up, Lisa, had half her face obscured behind the huge glasses she wore. We haven't decided yet. She glanced wistfully around her over her shoulder. Following her gaze, you saw the spray of water first and heard the shriek as someone got splashed in the face before you spotted the person shooting them. Some people are playing with water guns, but there aren't any left. The smallest kid, Noah, grumbled at that. You guessed why he was sulking. Spencer, who hadn't said much, patted his shoulder. So that's out. A new kid raced over with a glint in her eyes and her braids streaming behind her. You spotted the plastic orange pistol in her hand too late when the trigger had already been pressed. Ack! Rude! Hey! Lizzie, who'd been caught first, was fuming. Cove wiped the water from his face. You rubbed at your ear, trying to dislodge the water that had pooled there. Watch out! He has a cast! Worried, you looked at Cove's plastered arm. You knew that he had to be careful with it around water. It's okay. The girl simply darted off to find more victims, unaffected by your reaction. She doesn't mean anything by it. Lizzie tutted, flicking her hair out of her face. The girl not meaning anything by it didn't change the fact that she'd been sprayed. Cove looked similarly unimpressed. Lisa's face lit up as she had an idea. Hey, we should catch her. She won't be able to spray people if she's running away from everybody. Yeah. Cove nodded as the other kids murmured their interest, or lack of it, in the game. I mean, that doesn't really seem like a good idea, but let's do it! You joined the group of kids in tearing off after the girl with the pistol. Spotting you all over her shoulder, she laughed and shot her pistol in the air. Only a few drops squeezed out. She swerved, causing discord within your team as someone stood on your foot and you collided with Cove's shoulder. No! Whoops. Cove shot you a smile that gave you a feeling of camaraderie. It's okay. You were closing in on the girl, but you weren't alone. Lizzie's face was set with intent, and the two other kids were hot on her heels, too. You outran them easily. You outran them with effort. You weren't as fast as them because they were speedy. You weren't as fast as them because you just weren't fast. You moved to the side to let them pass. You didn't want to win this race. Phoebe's not as fast. You pushed yourself, but it was useless. Even if they weren't fast, it was too speedy for you. Lisa lunged and tackled her friend to the ground. Got her! Panting, she punched the air in triumph, then pushed her glasses up the bridge of her nose. The girl who had been caught giggled as she got to her feet, brushing strands of grass from her knees. Smiling, Cove came to a stop at your side. Lizzie whooped with delight, clapping her hands. The boy with the bright sneakers grinned. You're it now! Catch us if you can! Yeah! I'll do it! You won't get away from me! With that, you all dispersed, squealing and laughing as you tried to evade capture. The sour mood from earlier had evaporated entirely, replaced by a light and playful atmosphere. Several rounds later, when most of the kids had taken at least one turn as it, the scent of smoke wafted up to your nose. Caught by surprise, you looked up and found that the brilliant blue of the sky had turned orange as the sun sunk down on the horizon. With all the excitement, you had lost track of time completely. Looking over you, you saw people standing over the grills and poking them to life. It was nearly time to eat. Bye, Ollie. Love you. Bye, Ollie. We should get over there. I'm so hungry. I'm also hungry, too. In real life. Our parents are at different spots. Yeah. Bye. It was cool playing. Yep. Bye. See ya! You waved goodbye to the other group of kids before hurrying over to your pants with Lizzie and Cove. A tickle unfurled in your throat, growing more persistent as you came closer to the source of the smoke. As the three of you approached the tables, your parents spotted you and came to join you halfway. You tried to greet them, but another cough obstructed your words. Woof, that's quite a cough.
Aww.
Are you alright, sweetie? You nodded confidently. I'm fine. No. You nodded confidently. Are you sure? No one needs to go up to the grills if they don't want to. Just let me know what you need. There's no response from the other two kids here. Please, could you get it for me? Of course.
So,
The main thing being served is kebab. You can have whatever you'd like on it. There's different meats and veggies.
well,
What would you like on yours? Mom was right, there's plenty of options. Whoa! Beef. Shrimp. Zucchini. Onions. Potatoes. Chicken. And that's everything. Sounds good to me. The veggies will be good for you. Order given, you waited for your food to be ready. Lizzie headed towards you, having issued her own request. Hi again. I heard what you ordered. I'm getting a chicken kebab with all 3 colors of peppers. Noticing that Cove approached, she turned to him. What are you having?
why?
Why does it matter? I don't know, I was just asking. I'm getting beef and shrimp with all the vegetables except onions. Lizzie hummed while evaluating his response. That's okay, I guess, but chicken is definitely the better one. Then you can eat all the chicken. I'm going to. I want some of the chicken too. All the chicken in the world. This is a stupid argument. Chicken is the best choice. Chicken is the worst. I want some chicken too. Oh yeah, I can't let you I can let you have some still. You're welcome. Lizzie peered over to the grills where the kebabs were being handed out. A growing assortment of kebabs collected in your parents' hands. They're coming over. Don't get jealous of mine when you realize you make the wrong choice, Cove. I didn't make the wrong choice. We all made good choices. Yes, it does feel like the designs are adorable. Like Lizzie's dress has little sunflower seeds on it and sunflowers. And it's very interactive. You get to choose, I don't know. There's a lot to it, and I'm very excited. It's just what kebab somebody eats. The person serving gave your mummy one final kebab, then your parents moved over to rejoin you. Between them, they were carrying 6 kebabs, one for each of you, including Cove and Mr. Holden. We've got the goods. Cove's daddy is looking for a place we can sit. In the meantime, they began passing out the kebabs to their rightful owners. Lizzie smiled smugly as she received hers. These are pretty big. Be careful not to drop it. Try not to poke yourself with the ends either. They're sharper than you might think. Hearing that, you tentatively pushed the tip of the skewer against your finger. It felt like the point of a newly sharpened pencil. Though it didn't hurt your hand, you wouldn't want it scraping the roof of your mouth or jabbing your tongue. Mommy clucked her tongue. It would have been nice if the options were a little easier to manage and less messy to eat, especially for smaller kids. There aren't even plates for everyone, so we could set the food down for a second.
True.
That's what you get for the price of free. But we can hack it, right? Lizzie nodded her head vigorously, clutching her kebab like a trophy. Your parents led you back to the tables. It was immediately evident why Mr. Holden had been sent to scout one out. The benches had quickly filled up as people got their food. Mr. Holden was standing over a corner section near the edges of the sitting area. He beckoned your group over to join him. You clambered onto the bench, taking care not to let your kebab slip from your fingers. Cove took a seat next to you. Lizzie took the other side. Your mom passed the final unclaimed kebab to Mr. Holden.
Thank you.
Thanks, this looks delicious. Thank you for getting us a space out here. Everyone tucked into their food. You gobbled it up eagerly, only partially obstructed by the awkwardness of eating from a skewer. Running around with the other kids had helped you work up an appetite. Mr. Holden, what do you do? Well, I do a lot of things. Do you play golf? Only if you count mini golf. One look at Lizzie's stricken face confirmed that she did not. She could enjoy the occasional round at a mini golf place, especially if she had an audience to impress, but your sister took her passion very seriously. Even then, it's been years since I gave it a shot. Cove groaned at the feeble pun. Mom chuckled. You weren't sure if she was responding to the joke. Cove's annoyance or Lizzie's offense.
Don't worry about it.
Just as well she'd be dragging you to the green every week. That's because I've got dedication. You need a good drive or two to get far. Mr. Holden nodded, clicking his tongue in appreciation. Cove looked from his father to your sister, lost in the conversation. Outclassed in golf and would. I don't get it. I wouldn't get it either if I didn't live with her. I have to hear this stuff all the time. You should give real golf a try. Maybe I'll even teach you some tricks. Don't try to change my dad to be more like you. Lizzie gave Cove a dirty look at the accusation. Mommy felt the need to move the topic ahead before it got heated.
Nice.
That's really sweet of you, but I'm sure Mr. Holden is busy. He might not have time for another hobby. Yeah, I don't think I'm made for that. Still, the offer is appreciated.
Why?
Then tell me something you do already. You just go away every day. I like scuba diving, though with the business, that's more work than play these days. Surfing and reading, snorkeling. Those are things Cove likes. Wow, it's a good thing you live by the beach. You stay quiet. Those are things Cove likes. Mr. Holden exaggeratedly puffed out his chest. What can I say? My boy's got great taste. He takes after his dad in that way. The sun had been setting when you'd got your food, and by the time you'd been finished, the time you'd finished, night had truly fallen. Your sticky fingers were the only remaining evidence of your meal. The kebab had been a great combination, more than the sum of its parts. The seasoning of freedom to choose every ingredient yourself was what made it something to remember. Rising from the table, Mommy held up her water bottle. Okay, now that the food is gone, you've got to wash your hands.
Okay.
Vivi, Lizzie, please hold them out. Lizzie complied, coming over and cupping her hands together in front of her. Mommy splashed some water over her fingers and Lizzie rubbed them together, working off any residue. Here. Mom passed the paper towel from her purse and Lizzie used it to dry off her hands. Your turn, Vivi. You readily held your hands out to catch the water. Copying Lizzie, you washed your hands, taking care to clean every crevice before wiping them dry. Nearby, Cove had taken his own course of action, wiping his hands on his pants and leaving a stain where his fingers had been. Mr. Holden shook his head.
Come on.
Let's clean that off, pal. He scrubbed at the fabric with a scrunched up napkin. Dad, it's not that bad. When everyone cleaned up, or as clean as they could be with the limited faculties, Mom spoke up.
Let's go.
Let's go make one last check at the coolers and restock on drinks before the fireworks show. No time! We have to get a good spot. Everywhere's gonna be taken. How about I go ahead to save space again? You can meet up with me in the field after getting drinks. Then I'm going with Cove's dad. I'll find the perfect place.
Okay.
Sure thing, I could use an extra pair of eyes. Mommy shook her head ruefully at Lizzie's even more enthusiastic than usual attitude.
That's fine.
Not sorry if you hear people yelling at my dogs to be quiet in the background. Alright, me, Cliff, and Lizzie can go find a place to sit. Pam, that's their name? Okay, so other mom is Pam. Other mom is Pam. Other mom is Pam. Okay. Cove and Vivi, do you want to go with me to get the drinks? Okay. No, I want to help pick the spot. I don't want to get drinks. You considered your options. You nodded. Okay, I'll get all the stuff we need. As Mommy, Lizzie, and Mr. Holden headed off into the wide open field where the fireworks were being set up, you joined Cove and Mom in returning to the cooler where you pick up drinks earlier. Even as you approached, you suspected you wouldn't find much in it. Where it had originally been stocked to the brim, now it was half empty. The ice, which had cushioned the drinks and kept them cool, was largely melted, with only a handful of pieces floating like tiny icebergs. Slim pickings! The drinks that remained looked like bottles of plain water, but you caught a glimpse of something more colorful amongst them. Mom rummaged in the cooler, excavating a couple of juice boxes from the bottom in the process.
Aha.
Vivi, Cove, you can take one of those if you want. The perks of helping. You took a juice box to share and a water bottle for yourself. Cove hesitated but decided to take a juice box for himself. When you two were loaded up with your chosen drink, plus an extra bottle or two for someone else in the group, Mom's phone started to ring. She juggled the water bottle in the crook of her arm and looked at the caller. It's Mommy, hold time while I get this. Hey, hon, how it's going? Or how it's go? Oh my god, how's it going? Did you find our perfect spot already? Ooh, ooh, ooh. Too many cords in my room. I almost jerked my microphone cord. Catching your eye. She gestured towards the grassy area. We've got a place. Come on, we'd better hurry before the show starts. You and Cove jogged after your mom, who led you through the field, and the separate groups of people assembled there, back to the rest of your families.
Hello.
Hello, we're here, and we come bearing drinks, though there wasn't much left. The three of you handed over the spare drinks. You held up the extra juice box. I brought this for someone.
How sweet.
You're so thoughtful, Vivi. Despite Mommy replying pretty expectantly, there was just one person who made a claim to the sweet drink. Can I have it? Okay.
Thank you.
Aw, thanks, I love you, Vivi. Aw. Aw, but literally, yeah, aw. You two are a real pair. Once everyone had been equipped with a drink for the big event, you sat on the grass beside Cove and waited for the magic to begin. Most people in the park had taken a seat now, with a few stragglers silhouetted back of the tables in the distance. A few rambunctious kids were still dashing about, but their number was steadily decreasing as their parents called them over and restored order. Someone bearing a cardboard box weaved between the groups, pausing every so often. You nudged Cove and pointed. What are they doing? Looks like they're handing something out. I can't quite make out what it is.
What a pickle.
I hope it's not drinks. Mommy chuckled, but Lizzie and Cove are now watching the bestower of the mystery goods keenly. Are they going to come to us too? Let's see here. 1 second, sorry. Let me fix chat. Oh, bye-bye, Scott. Mom softly put her hands on top of your sister's shoulder, as if she feared Lizzie might bolt over to the stranger. Lizzie didn't even glance at her, eyes locked on the potential prize. I don't know.
In that case,
We'll have to wait and see. You were intrigued. Studying the man with the box closely as he gradually meandered near, you can make out what he was handing out small items to most of the groups he stopped at. They seemed to be too short to be water bottles, but beyond that, it remained a mystery. Then the box man made his way to your group. Evening, I'm handing out dessert. Any takers? There's dessert! Lizzie squealed, hopping up off the ground. The man chuckled. Oh, shut up! Shut up, shut up, shut up. I remember these. If anyone else is left in the chat, y'all, do y'all remember these? Are y'all, like, I know, okay, listen, I know I said don't talk about your age in chat just to keep everybody safe. But have y'all ever had these? I remember the strawberry ones. Oh my gosh, I want one right now. Okay. I'm gonna take that as a yes. Ice cream's on the menu. Vanilla flavored with a twist of either chocolate or strawberry. Nice. None for me though, thanks. Same, but the offer is appreciated.
I want chocolate.
Can I have strawberry? And strawberry one for me too, please. Now, you are going to have to make a decision. Chocolate or strawberry? Aww. You're lactose intolerant. That's cool. That's cool. Okay, I'm gonna get strawberry. Reaching into the box, the man brought out the requested ice creams and tossed them out. It came in packaged in a little plastic cup, complete with a wooden spoon to the paper lid. The condensation wet your fingers in a pleasant way.
thank you.
Thank you. Kids, are you going to thank the nice man too? There was a chorus of thanks. He cordially nodded and walked off to another group. The man couldn't spend much time with each group, considering how many he had to get to. You peeled back the tab that covered the ice cream and got right into your unexpected treat. It tasted amazing. Lizzie was definitely enjoying hers. Cove was too. Lizzie munched away happily, but it ultimately didn't succeed in monopolizing her attention. Eyes wide, she looked at her mommy and pulled on her pants. I didn't get strawberry. Can I have some of yours, please?
Of course.
Of course, sweetie. Lizzie cooed with excitement as Mommy presented her with a dollop of ice cream and syrup mixture. Licking her lips, Lizzie lapped it up. Mommy, come on now. Lizzie has had all the ice cream she needs. She simply laughed and pinched Lizzie's cheek and dug her spoon then again and held it out to you. I just can't resist. Vivi, would you like some of mine? She's already got that flavor. But that's not the same as getting a little extra from your mommy. Aw. You accepted the bite. You ate the treat being offered much to Mom's check. I've never said that word aloud. That's crazy. And Mommy's delight. Cover. Okay, after this one, I need to at least take a break. I need to at least take a break right after this scene. Cove watched the exchange silently with a blank expression. Mom, on the other hand, shook her head, a fond smile on her face. Well, you at least better give me some, too. You could have gotten your own if you wanted ice cream. What? The kids have ice cream already, and they're getting some of yours to boot, and I have nothing. Now is when you decide to be firm? Laughing, Mommy fed some ice cream to your sulking mom. She could never actually follow through with being tough. There. All better now. Yes. Good. How about you, Cliff? Would you like some? Nah, I'm still okay, but thanks for keeping me in mind. Cove, it's only fair that you get the choice, too. Cove shook his head firmly, concentrating on his own cup. Mommy smiled. Okay, as long as no one is feeling left out. Mommy was always so nice to everyone. You looked over at Cove. He was digging into his ice cream, which bore the same pinkish red twirl as your own. Aw. Want some of mine? Oh, wait. Sharing is nice, but you weren't able to do that. Want some of mine? You held out your spoon to him. Glancing up at you, Cove cocked his head at a curious angle.
Huh?
I already have that one. I want to share anyway. Cove looked around awkwardly, but nodded nonetheless. You took out a bit of ice cream and held your spoon out to him. After a furtive glance, he nibbled at it.
Oh.
Aww. Mommy was gazing at the two of you. His mouth was an open smile. Her mouth was an open smile, as if she was about to say something else, but Mom tugged on her collar. Don't embarrass them. Cove didn't appear to hear the exchange. He took the spoon to his own ice cream, excavated some, and held it out for you to eat. Ah! You accepted the treat! This is precious! In the end, that kind of made it pointless. You each just ate the same strawberry ice cream out of different cups. Your mommy did like to say it was a thought that counted, though. Hey, if you're sharing too, I'll take some. You already asked your mom to give you some. So what? Mommy was gonna let you have a bite. You just didn't take it. You can have some of mine. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're the best. She enthusiastically took a bite of your ice cream before then offering a bite of hers in exchange. For you, but none for Cove. He doesn't think we should keep sharing. She stuck her tongue out with him. Oh, no. They totally do. They totally do because, I don't know if you were here. I think the mom shipped Vivi and Cove. I don't know if you were here, but at the very beginning, Vivi was like, as soon as she met Cove, she told her mom's like, yeah, I like him. I think I'm gonna marry that guy. But when you can actually set their friendship at the beginning of the stage after that scene. And like you can do like fondness levels, like indifferent, fond, crush. And then is Vivi gonna be direct, relaxed, or nervous? So I picked direct and fond. So even though she said that, like, I don't think she fully has a crush on him yet. I think she genuinely is just, like, very direct about, like, the way I've been picking options is, like, this is a kid that just be saying stuff. And maybe that's a trait I will keep with this character. Yeah. So Vivi, after we met Cove for the first time, she turned to her mom's and she literally was like, yeah, I think I would marry this kid. And it was very adorable. But yes, you get to pick, like, at the beginning of each stage, like, what level your relationship is at. And I think that's very cutie. So, she stuck her tongue out at him. You're right, I didn't want it. Ignoring that, she turned her attention back to her own cup of ice cream. Then, the first firework cut through the sky, whistling as it ascended until it hit its crescendo with an explosion. The park flashed as if alight. Squealing, Lizzie leapt to her feet, her forgotten ice cream tumbling to the ground as the firework crackled into tiny drops of glitter in the sky. It's starting! Everyone else looked up to the sky as another firework whizzed through the air. With each explosion, Lizzie would jump into the air. The event was thrilling. It was impossible to tear your eyes from the scene. The loud noises hurt your ears. You covered them with your hands. It was kind of neat. You shrunk back, hugging your knees to your chest. The loud noises hurt your ears. You covered them with your hands. It was impossible to tear your eyes from the scene. The event was thrilling. Maybe the loud noises. Spotting your discomfort, Mom came to sit behind you. She placed her own hands over your ears, further muffling the cacophony from above. Soothed, you quietly watched the spectacle. Having Mom with you made you feel better. It didn't seem bad to take in the fireworks while she was around. Cove shuffled close, his worried eyes flashing back to you. Oh my god, he's worried. Okay. Cove shuffled close, his worried eyes flashing back to you with every new explosion in the sky. I'm gonna cry. Mommy's gaze was on you, then your parents made eye contact. Mom gestured with her hand to silently say things were fine there. Mommy smiled, then hopped to her feet and joined Lizzie. And jumping up in tandem with every crack of a firework, they had a little party together. Aww. Yes, it's so cute! Because he's kind of like... I don't know. This is just really cute. Mr. Holden watched the fireworks scene impassively. He did smile at you and even gave a thumbs up when he noticed you looking over. The fireworks continued, some twisting like the coil of a spring as they arched into the air, others shooting straight from the ground and shattering into a million tiny specks. Every color got its spotlight in the show, from fiery reds to eerie greens and blues that could rival the ocean. You eventually noticed that at some point Mr. Holden had let Cove perch atop his shoulders, or more likely, Cove had to be persuaded to give it a try. Still, Cove's face was covered with a wide smile that matched his father's own. You imagined the view from way up there was pretty impressive. It was also nice they were getting along for once. The show built up to a grand finale that boomed over the park and filled every inch of the sky, the twinkling lights representing the full spectrum of the rainbow. As the final glittering embers dissolved into the night, you released a deep breath. The after image was still burned into your retinas, leaping up behind your eyelids with every blink. Within a minute, the image had been lost, but it was burned deeper still in your mind. You'd been so focused on the show that your foot had gone numb beneath you, and it was only when you attempted to stand that you felt the tingling sensation of blood rushing back to your toes. Cove was on the ground again. You flashed him a grin, which he immediately matched. Getting to share the experience with a friend made a fun night even better. Though the sun had gone down long ago, the air on your bare arms was warm. You took in your giddy family, their spirits buoyed, that's a crazy word, by the firework display. Then your new friend and his father, who looked happy in their own quieter way, smiled. This had been a pretty special night. Okay. Well, I am gonna hit save right here. I'm not ending quite yet. But I am going to oh my gosh. I'm gonna go to my BRB screen. So first of all, I'll be thinking of which one of these scenes I would like to do next. Because I would like to do maybe at least one more. But I'm gonna go to my BRB screen for a minute and take a quick break and go get a drink and maybe a snack. Yay! Oh, whoops, now I'm back. I forgot I had my microphone muted, like, manually on the thing. But okay. I am back. So, one of the things I wanted to mention was, once again, our follower goal down here. Because this will be good just to do for, like, the VOD, too. Is I have a goal. I would love to reach Twitch affiliate eventually. So that would be awesome. So for anybody who ends up seeing this, please feel free to share with whomever. Share the stream with whomever. Because it's also, like, one of the things is, as you see at the bottom of the screen, a follower goal, and that follower goal for the Twitch affiliate link, or the Twitch affiliate, is 25. So yeah, but yes, so I will be doing one more little moment. So, like, the moments are like the scenes within each stage. And since I have the DLC, I kind of forgot this is going to be like a much longer process than I originally planned for it to be. Like, let me check. Like, let me check with time. Let me see. Let me look up just like time, like, when. Yeah. Okay. So, well, it says some of the scenes are 20, some of the scenes are like 15. Yeah, the one we did was like 30. Anyways, okay. So, let me open up my Diet Coke. Oh, wait, I forgot to open back up chat on my phone. Oh, it's okay. Everyone has to be a girl failure. Let me see here. Oh, thank you for recommending me to your friends. Thank you so much. That is so awesome. Yeah, I will definitely be like, I think my future streams, well, okay, I feel like I definitely want to finish this game on stream, but this is definitely a good choice for when I want a more chill game. When I don't want to be as high energy as I normally am. I definitely in the near future I do want to record or stream some higher energy games to get like, cuz that's kind of like my normal energy is like similar to the Papa's Pizzeria episode last night. So, okay. Let me see. I'm actually curious. What does the windowed game screen look like right now? Is it still messed up a little bit? Yeah, let me see. Let me fix the game capture. Oh, it just has the little black bars on it. Mm-hmm. Oop. 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 Oh yeah, that's not gonna fit perfectly. I'll have to fix it later, but okay. Well, we'll just go back to full screen. We'll go to full screen. That was working. There we go. Okay. So, maybe for the last one, I love a good ghost story. I think that's really cute and funny. So, Let me see. Yeah. One second. Sorry, having to check on something. Oh, by the way, while I'm sitting here, happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. I kind of forgot that was today. Okie dokie. So let's see here. One last check. Sorry about that, y'all. Okay, so this is probably going to be about... I wanted to check time-wise. Okay. This one should be about 15 minutes. Or 17 minutes. The night was incredibly still. You really couldn't ignore how silent it was. It was almost eerie. You could even hear Lizzie snoring in the next room over. It was hard to believe how much of a blur today was. Summer sure did slip right past you. You flicked through the moments like pages in a scrapbook as you laid in bed. The ones that stuck out all seemed to include your new neighbor, Cove. It was funny how he had become such a big part of your life in such a short span of time. You thought a lot about what adventures you could have tomorrow until sleep started to catch up to you. Then you heard something scrape against the window. It wasn't that uncommon for the wind to push a tree branch against the glass. Summer breezes were the worst sometimes. Sorry, I had to get a drink of the Diet Coke. It wasn't that okay. Summer breezes were the worst sometimes. Thank you. Move on. But the more you tried to ignore it, the louder it seemed like it became. It was like something was trying to get your attention. You lifted your head off the pillow to get a better look. Nothing was there. Nothing you could see, at least. You went back to bed. It was only your imagination. No. You had to investigate the mysterious sound. It's too creepy to ignore. You practically jumped out of bed and crept down the stairs to go outside. Your moms were still awake. They stayed up so late, it seemed. Luckily, they were watching TV and didn't hear the soft click of the front door opening as you slipped past. You looked around the neighborhood for a few seconds, checking over each individual house. It looked normal, but it didn't feel that way. You knew you weren't supposed to be out here right now. It was exhilarating. It made you regret your decision. It scared you. Maybe it scared you. You didn't know what had come over you. If something bad happened, no one would know where you had gone, and the thought of that made your stomach tighten in fear. The ease with which you had slipped out only served to make you feel worse. Your moms didn't need to be vigilant because they had trusted you not to do exactly what you were doing.
Vivi.
Ah! Vivi! Aw, in his little sweater. Aw. You twitched at the sudden call, immediately calming down upon seeing Cove walking up to you. It was strange, and yet also completely normal to have him appear like this right now. What are you doing? I saw you standing around in the middle of the street from my window. You weren't sleeping either? Why not? Cove turned his lips to smile, almost as if he were amused by the question. Because... I'm glad you're here. Oh, I'm glad you're here. Whatever the reason is, at least you were no longer alone in the dark.
Why?
Or alone in the dark. Why? I heard a strange noise. You too? That's why I was up. Cove hesitated for a moment, looking down the street before his aquamarine eyes fell on you again. Did it scare you? Yeah.
It's okay.
Me too, but it's okay. Nothing's gonna happen. You could see Cove was trying to be brave for your sake, and it made you feel a little better. Oh, I was kind of wondering if it was the wind, but what if it's not? What if it's a person? What if it's something that's not a person? The unsettling noise suddenly rushed through the air. Cove and you flinched. It sounds even worse than before. You were about to agree with him when the noise came in yet again, tearing through the still night. The two of you rapidly looked around, trying to find the source, but to no avail. There was no sign of an answer to this puzzle. You thought that it had to be a ghost! Invisible, creepy thing luring children from their beds. It had to be a monster. The thought terrified you down to the bones, and you regretted leaving the safety of your nice warm bed. You shakily inched closer to Cove. He was there for you, and right now you were counting on that. Hey, can you tell where it's coming from?
Not really.
Not really. Then we'll have to look more. Somewhere else. Maybe we'll find something. Okay, let's go. As you walked the familiar streets of your neighborhood, fear coursed through your veins. When your hand brushed against his, you realized you hadn't been the only one who had tried closing the gap! Precious. Precious. This is precious. Okay. Okay. Shadows cut corners and angles where you didn't expect them, distorting the features you saw every day. The noise came again, shrill and hard. It set your teeth on edge the way it ground its way through you. Cove's throat bobbed. His eyes glistened in the dim light. You ran to hide behind Cove. You took a deep breath to calm yourself. You stayed frozen to the spot. You ran to hide behind Cove. With the noise that escaped you in a sort of shriek, you darted behind Cove, using him as a human shield. Vivi! Holding onto the back of his shirt, you used it to keep him in front of you, even when he awkwardly tried to spin around in order to see you. You can come out. Here. He lifted his uncasted hand up to where you could see it. Oh, this is so cute. You accepted his hand. Oh, wait, one second. Let me make sure my chat is... Ooh. Okay, there we go. Anyways. You carefully slid your hand into his. And though your palms were both clammy, you held on tight. You can't explain why, but it made you feel stronger, and you felt like you were ready to continue on from now. Cove shut his eyes and pressed his lips together. Your fingers locked around each other even tighter. Oh!
So...
Where did you want to check?
The hills! The hills are alive! With Ghost. You and Cove ascended the hill, lit only by the stars in the sky. The wind rippled through the grass and ruffled your hair, without the sun's light to translate what you were seeing. Every bush in the distance looked like a creepy figure or towering monster. The noise was just as loud here as it was in your neighborhood, with just as little indication behind the cause. But you kept going forward. You couldn't stop when you had already gone so far. You had to find out what was going on. The top of the hill was an excellent vantage point to survey the town from. Everything appeared normal. There was no out-of-place sight pinpointing the answer to this mystery, without visible markers to guide your way. You supposed it was up to you and Cove to deduce the source of the sound. The hill had many great hiding places, and you intended to check them all. You upturned rocks, peered up trees, and rummaged in the thick grass for anything that might bring some closure on all this. You stuck close to Cove as you hunted for the source of the noise. When the shrieking noise shook the air, seeing him beside you calmed your racing heart. Seeking to ease your nerves and put aside the thoughts of what might be out on this dark, spooky night, you decided to strike up the conversation. Your search, oh my gosh, your search for a topic was more fruitful than your search for the noise. Your eyes fell on Cove's cast, and you were instantly inspired. Have you broken any other bones?
No.
No. Oh. It turned out that it wasn't much of an engaging topic for him after all. And I broke my leg. Just kidding, I don't want to get DMCA'd for referencing Ed Sheeran's and I broke my leg. I broke my leg once. He winced sympathetically. That sounds really bad. I'm okay. That put an end to your injury discussion, but Cove's calmer mood alleviated the bleak atmosphere like you hoped it would. Oh, his face. Oh. Cove cast his eyes out to the darkness, feeling bolder. Does this make you feel strange? We were people who heard weird noises at night and are out looking for what it is. It's like we're at the start of a book or movie and we're the main characters. Yeah. It's a fantasy story! The world they found outside looked like their own, but it wasn't. They had stepped in... Oh, whoops. They had stepped into another dimension without even knowing.
Really?
Really?
Yep, it's a dimension where everyone has been cursed to sleep until the monster making noise is defeated. How are we going to defeat the monster? Well, we'll find magical swords that can defeat the dreaded beast with one blow. Okay. Well, whatever the noise was, you were confident that you had established that it was not coming from the hill. Once you were satisfied nothing out of the ordinary was to be found on the hill, you had to consider your next step. Oh, we can check all of them. You figured you'd check the park too. Yes! No, it's literally so good. I'm so excited. Moonlight, yeah, I definitely recommend, especially since, like, the base game is free to play. I will definitely be like, hey, if y'all like any of what you see, like, okay, this scene specifically is DLC. I went and bought the like, DLC bundle right now, which if you buy them as a bundle, you get a few dollars off, so that's probably the way to do it if you ever are interested. But yeah, so the private playground was as empty as ever. You could just about hear the mysterious sound if you were quiet, but it had simmered down to a whisper. Cove was practically shaking when he realized it had progressed far enough to reach there. He swallowed hard but faced you with a determined face. My dad says, good detective work starts at home. He watches a lot of crime shows, so maybe it could be good to look closely.
Okay.
The two of you swept through every corridor of the park. No monkey bar, swing, or tire went unchecked. Huh. He was squatting on the ground, squinting at something in his hand. Intrigued, you looked over his shoulder so you could see too. I can't speak. Cove held it in his open palm. Coiled inside was a length of sparkly chain, grains of sand embedded in the fine links. Lifting it up, it became apparent how this had come to be here. You'd seen bracelets and necklaces enough to recognize that the clasps which held it together had snapped. It's broken. It's silver. Werewolves hate silver. Other things too, I think. If this noise is caused by a monster,
we can protect ourselves with it.
Cute. Cute. Yeah. He flicked the chain as if cracking a tiny whip. I wonder if there's anything else we could use out here. Cove considered this, frowning. I should have grabbed some garlic before I left. His frown evolved into a scowl. It probably wouldn't have worked. Dad doesn't have real garlic. He gets fake garlic? It's little flakes in a jar. Not real balls you have to cut up like Mom uses. Oh, it's still real garlic, just already chopped up?
Maybe.
Maybe. From his begrudging tone, you could tell he was still firmly on the side of fresh garlic. You had exhausted all the possible places to search in the park. Straightening up, you mused over your next step. It's gone. What? Then you realized that the noise, which had grown fainter and less frequent in your search, had died off completely. You and Cove shared puzzled looks, but neither of you had an answer for what had caused the mystery sound or what made it go away. You yawned, leaning into the urge with exaggerated sleepiness, stretching out dramatically. I'm beat. Let's go back. The night was still as you walked home, with none of the usual background noises or the eerie whistle from before. You could hear every step you and Cove made like a cough in a movie theater. The two of you came to a halt outside your front door. Never before had it looked so ominous. Looks like they haven't called the cops, so I'm probably alright. Do you sneak out a lot? Lots, you were lying. Lots, you were telling the truth. That's so funny. Not really. This is the first time. Yeah, I never tried to do it until now. Thought so. How did you know? I hadn't seen you out of my window this late before. That was fair, though. It could have been possible you were just so good at sneaking that this was the first time he had caught you. Are you worried about getting caught?
No.
No. He was so forthright that you believed him completely. But your dad, won't he get mad or sad if he catches you? He's never happy with what I do. Oh. You sympathized? That must be hard. Yeah, he and Mom do what they want. Why shouldn't I? Aw. Alright. I'm going in.
Bye.
Okay. Good night. Good night, Cove. Thanks for coming with me tonight. Ew. Good night, Cove. Thanks for coming with me tonight. Ew. I'm not sure I could have done it myself. I wanted to go with you. You beamed at him. You turned the doorknob as slowly as a clock's minute hand, holding your breath for the telltale click of the lock, then nudged it open. When all that happened was the door opening rather than the blaring of alarms that you feared, you melted with relief. Back inside your house, you were surprised to find your mom still watching TV. Weirder still, it looked like they were on the same shows they were watching before you left, yet you were positive you'd been out investigating for hours. Perhaps you could use their distraction to your advantage. If you could just get up the stairs, you would be safe from suspicion about how could you get there. You tried to sneak past. You decided to walk in your own house nonchalantly. You couldn't. You had to give up and come clean. I feel like Vivi is a little bit of a rule follower. She's a good kid. You couldn't. You had to give up and come clean. This was all way too stressful. After an already suspenseful night, you couldn't handle any extra attention. Moms! They looked up at your call, caught off guard. Vivi? As they abandoned the couch in their show to hurry over, they were still in a state of surprise. You weren't in trouble yet.
Are you okay?
What are you doing down here, sweetie? Did you have a bad dream?
Huh?
Oh, why am I just reading? You pointed to the front door, confirming their worst fears. Mommy remained frozen in shock while Mom launched into lecturing mode. Phoebe Hart, it's not safe to be out at this time of night by yourself. If something was wrong with you, you should have come to us. I thought you knew better than that. I trusted you to know better than that. Anything could have happened to you. If we don't know where you are, it's a lot harder to keep you safe. Her voice was soft, yet it still cut deep. You pawed at the ground with your feet. What they were saying made sense. It was scary. I don't like being scared. I just wanted to see what was there.
Sweetie.
Honey. Oh, Mommy wrapped her arms around you, cradling the back of your head. You clung to her. You're brave for facing your fears, but you need to be smart too. It was scary because it might possibly have been something dangerous, right? That kind of worry is something you should tell us about. Okay. Mom shook her head with a sigh. Let's get you back in bed where you belong. Right? And we'll have a talk about this in the morning. You pulled a face at that, but didn't protest. All things considered, they could have been much harder on you. Once your moms had left, you turned over the night's adventure in your mind. It was still hard to believe that you'd really done it. Sure, you were going to get a talking to tomorrow, but it had been a night that you'd never forget, for better and worse. You'd hoped that Cove had gotten home okay, though he hadn't been worried. Being told off was never fun. Wriggling down deeper, they love that word in this game, wriggling down deeper underneath the sheets, your thoughts turned to the unsolved mystery. You and Cove had only just to begin to scratch the surface of it. Maybe you'd solved it, and maybe you wouldn't, but what mattered was that you'd shared the experience with each other. You were still so energized by the night's excitement that you tossed and turned in bed for some time, thinking up theories to share with Cove when you next saw him. Sleep eventually claimed you, but the adventure merely resumed in your dreams. In the morning, the lecture continued, but ultimately your moms let you off with a warning. It had been pretty unusual circumstances, after all. You later learned Cove didn't end up in trouble for the nightly escapade either. It was unclear whether that was because his dad chose not to punish him or if Cove got away with it. As for the sounds that started this all, the adults around were convinced it was nothing more than the wind. For your imaginative mind, that wasn't nearly enough. How could they accept something so simple so easily? Maybe it'd make more sense when you were grown up too. Cute! Okay. Okay, chat. Oh my gosh. So, it is currently 10:20. I'm gonna go ahead and save. I am so very excited to continue playing this game. We only did see, oh my lord, we only got through 3 moments in step 1. We still have 7 more. So yeah. I am not sure. Let's see. I am not completely sure the next day I will be able to stream. However, I don't know. I'm really excited to get back into this. I don't know if this will be the exact next game I will stream, but I have really enjoyed it. But yes, okay. So, this VOD will be uploaded onto Twitch for a little while, however long Twitch keeps the VOD. And then I will be, if you see the links in my bio, I have a YouTube VOD channel in which I'll also be posting some shorts in that. I've also added a bunch more social media to my game, or to my game, to my page, where hopefully I'll be able to post highlights and like just other fun shorts for promotion and like just for fun. But yeah, thank y'all so much for coming. I am so excited to get further into this game. Like I said, we're literally only on stage 1. But maybe next time I stream this game, maybe I'll do it like starting a little bit earlier in the day. I feel like this would be a really good morning streaming game for a couple hours, because it's just a nice like get you ready for the day, whatever. But let me see. Oh my gosh, my chat is. Yes, what I said shall be immortalized in Twitch now. Yes. Sorry, I literally was so far away from the microphone. But yeah, I will keep people updated if y'all are interested, if anybody watching is interested in updates, I do have profiles now. Let me list them. I got an Instagram, Heavy Heart on Instagram, Heavy Heart on Bluesky, Heavy Heart on TikTok, Heavy Heart on I feel like there's another one. YouTube. So VODs will be for YouTube, and then everywhere else will just be like different little promotional things, like hey, telling people when I am streaming. But that's pretty much where you can find my schedule, or at least updates on the schedule will be all on there. So yeah, have a great night, everybody. Eventually I'll get stuff set up so we can like raid other people, but right now just starting out with a small group. I think it's good to just disperse as you will. And yeah, have a great night, everyone. Bye bye, chat Pookie.